Lot to be known about people. Gotta reach 'em, see it right now. She literally came to the United States from a bomb shelter in Ukraine to escape the war, and she was going about her day. She was coming home from work on a light rail train, like all of us do all the time, and she was brutally murdered. We built a city that people want to live in, but we can lose that all if we allow violent crime like this to go on in our streets.
Today, we have new video of the aftermath from that attack. We're going to show this once to report the full story, but we are sensitive to the fact that this video shows the death of a young woman. What you're looking at here, this was the scene immediately after Irina Zarutska was stabbed by a career criminal.
Want to get it off your chest? You're in the right place. They accused this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? Heard in every state in the Union and 1,000 cities around the world. We just finished 16 years of broadcast excellence, now in our 17th year. The Dave Weinbaum Show is streaming live all over the world. Dems dig themselves so deep, they will soon poke their heads in China. To the millions of MAGA lovers who were tormented, spit at, lied about, forced to take the shots, the ineffective shots. Trump's second go at it has put all the liars and cheaters out of government. He's gathered a spectacular group of patriots. They love him. He's so proud of them. And they love each other, all with similar goals, grabbing each other's knowledge to let the failures of the last decades back to what our founding fathers wanted it to be. Dems are lost and continue to insist to find out there's no escaping the multiple arms of justice the Trump people are applying. Blacks, including a lot of black women, by the way, whites, Asians, Latinos, and others, are becoming MAGAs every second. Yet they keep on sinking as if someone or something will stop the growing MAGAs. Each time the MSM speaks its lies, the Trump numbers go up. They know Trumpers understand who the real insurrectionists are. When you're swallowed by the sewer, it's too late to have a waterfall save you.
In shock, she stares up at her attacker. She covers her face, looks around, and curls up in her seat. It doesn't appear at this moment that any passenger steps up to help. It is unclear if anyone afterward stepped up to help her outside of the frames in this video. Her attacker, meanwhile, walks away, dripping blood from his knife up and down the train. Now we're learning the suspect is facing the death penalty, but random acts of violence extend beyond this case across America. Just on Saturday, retired Auburn University professor Julie Chanelli was killed when simply walking her dog at a local park. That suspect, Harold Richard Dabney III, is now being charged with 2 counts of capital murder. And all this crime, specifically that in Charlotte, has gained the attention of President Trump.
Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Here with my lovely wife, Lisa Ann Weinbaum, who looks very, very gorgeous today, as usual.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning.
You blend right in with the flag back there.
Yes, and I know you got me this shirt. See this shirt? Here, let me just rise up a tad. Oh wow. Give me the long shot. Okay, yeah, there I am. Okay. It's really, really a beautiful shirt. And the hat that goes with it. You know, I don't like to put the hat on anymore because it's well, it covers my face. And when you're working here, you expect people to be able to see your eyes at least. I think. I don't know. I mean, Rogan goes barehanded, doesn't he? What the hell? Who cares? Anyways, we got a great show for you today. JJ Bradshaw, 810. Rabbi Moshe. Think he's got anything more to say about Israel? Oh, I think he does. Don Mayhew at 9:30. Bill Hardwick at 10. And those are the Bruise brothers running for the same seat in the Senate, and they like each other. Amazing. And along with my cough, which I've had for about 4 or 5 days now. Finally, last but certainly not least, my daughter Sarah Weinbaum, First Command, and she's coming in with a guy to talk about the First Command investment company that's out there in St. Robert, Missouri, and she's a big part of them now. And what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, we got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, and waiting on our good friend and our genius out there would be JJ Bradshaw. JJ Bradshaw, who knows everything about the Constitution. We all should know. Erica Kirk and TPUSA are suing Soros for $400 million, contending that he was part of the funding for Charlie's assassination. And we'll see how that works out. This is going to be a fun show, I can tell. TPUSA will sponsor the Super Bowl. In fact, they're not going to sponsor it. They're going to put a show during the halftime. I guess it's supposed to be some kind of a woke show for the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're coming around here. Z is such a great guy that he ought to have a movie. The Chinese guy, because I know the last guy I talked to about him is someone who claimed that he stole all his movies, and he can't make movies anymore in China because of the tariffs. And the Chinese have stolen all the art there, and they're selling out amongst their own people. So they do what they always do. They copy you, and then they steal it. So, anyways, Zohan Masami, Samni, he poses with 9/11 perpetrators. This is how awful this guy is. He's a rote anti-Semite. He's anti-American, and he wants to change this country, and will be soon changing New York City into a what he calls a communist insurrection here in the United States, and we're going to have a lot of problems with that, and so will the New Yorkers, and those Jews that support him in the New York race ought to deport themselves to somewhere else, like maybe Russia, China, somewhere that appreciates having their countries ruined. So they are going on with the ceasefire, is what I know. And two IDF soldiers were killed by Hamas, and the Israelis returned fire to them and killed some Hamas. Okay, guy here I'm facing here is here to save my ass. Can't talk very well today. Please welcome John Jeffrey Bradshaw.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Sorry about
Please allow me to help you save your voice. So
Cute.
shut up and let me talk.
That was my plan.
Okay, good. You briefly mentioned Israel and the fact that Hamas has chosen to, at least in theory, violate the ceasefire. Israel's own Knesset, which is their Congress, for those of you listeners who are brand new to this show, some right-wing factions in the Knesset decided they wanted to annex the West Bank. And, our president doesn't want that, and Netanyahu doesn't want that. And our outspoken vice president, JD Vance, said, and I quote, "That's a very stupid political stunt," end quote. And they pretty much got shot down on that. Israel doesn't want the West Bank. They don't want Gaza. What they would like is peace. So we'll see how this goes. I'm sure the rabbi will have a lot to say about that. I can't wait to hear what his opinions on these things are.
Let me just say this while I got my voice.
Sure.
I think Israel understands that it's not the West Bank. It's Judea and Samaria. That is Israel.
Yeah.
They already have it. God gave it to them.
Well, that's right.
So for anyone to say they're not going to, get it, well, they're already there.
Well, the annexation and all that goes with it is foolish political human beings, not near the perfection of the Lord. So, it interests me, though, that factions in the Knesset, which are very much divided, much like our Republicans and Democrats, the Knesset is always a compromise. It's always a coalition government in Israel. And it actually takes a pretty damn good politician to put together a usable coalition. Netanyahu's done that fairly well, although there are those who would like to have him tried and convicted and all manner of things. They're just as dysfunctional as our Congress is, although they show a little better national unity than we do. Anyway, J.D. Vance said that's a very stupid political stunt, and he's right. So enough for Israel. I'll leave the rabbi to...
What specifically was the stunt that Netanyahu might take the West Bank? Is what you were saying?
Certainly not. This is a right-wing faction within the Knesset, and it's actually only about 6% of the folks there decided that they wanted to annex the West Bank. So they proposed that. And of course, Netanyahu said, absolutely not. J.D. Vance said that's a very stupid political stunt, which is what it was. It's not unlike our Democrats who pull stupid political stunts all the time.
I get it.
We have come to expect that from them. Let's talk about our stupid Democrats for a moment. They seem to have had the headlines lately. There is a GOP bill to pay the troops and essential workers, which were blocked by the Senate Democrats. This was a couple of days ago. This is called the Shutdown Fairness Act, proposed by Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin. And it was briefly talked about and ultimately shot down 54-45. Now, our government is shut down. We're approaching the longest shutdown ever. And your listeners are a pretty sharp bunch, and they tend to be up on what's going on in national news. But for those of folks who have just tuned in, there was a continuing resolution passed by the House, bipartisan, to fund the government through the end of November. And the Democrats in the Senate absolutely will not vote for it. They are demanding that ridiculous subsidies to the Affordable Care Act, Obama's signature act, which, by the way, was never affordable and certainly is not. They want the subsidies to the tune of $1.5 trillion to keep people's insurance rates from going up. Well, if you look at the nuts and bolts of this thing, this only applies to illegal aliens. Other folks that have insurance through the Obama exchanges, they're howling already because it's already been too expensive. The one big, beautiful bill got rid of the subsidies, which, let me tell you how that works. We've mentioned it on this show before, but illegal aliens don't have health insurance. They don't have anything. So when they go to the emergency room.
Right.
And they go to the emergency room, and by law in this country, when you go into an emergency room, they're required to treat you.
Right.
Well, who pays for that?
You do.
It ultimately comes
I
through.
refuse to. No, I have to do it too.
You don't have a choice.
I know.
So this gets paid for with your tax dollars through Medicaid and subsidies to the hospitals who bill Medicaid for these things, righteously so. So to say that we don't have health care for illegal immigrants is the same thing as saying the Titanic didn't strike an iceberg. It's pretty obvious stuff. So the Dems they're digging their heels in. We're at I think the 12th vote on this thing. Chuck Schumer's fighting for his life here. Poor Chuck. I would feel so bad for him if I didn't dislike the man so much. He's between a rock and a hard place. He's got the far left Democrats, the crazies, the drooling lunatics who have been running the party, who are going to primary him if he doesn't toe the line. The moderate Democrats are shaking their heads and saying, why are we doing this? This is suicide. This is political suicide. They read the polls. So do I. The man in the street blames this on the Democrats. Yet the Democrats say, oh, no, this is going to get blamed on the Republicans. They're the ones that started this.
Well, the polls disagree with that.
Well, of course they do.
Keep on going.
I read the polls all the time. It's so sad that people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, who know they're on the wrong side of this thing, only a fool would think they're on the right side of this thing. They know they're wrong, and they don't have a choice. They've been painted into the corner by the nut jobs that run the Democrat Party at this point. There's no place for them to go. They're so screwed, Dave. And I'm so pleased that they're screwed because I don't like them. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like the way they look. Chuck Schumer looks like a buzzard sitting on a fence post. I don't like him. Not at all. So good. Chuck, if you're sinking, good. I'll throw you an anchor. Good. You need
that's a learning process for the American people. They believed all the crap that was shoved down their throats in the first Trump administration, only to find out suddenly that these same people like Comey, like Obama, like Biden, like the rest of the Democratic Party, were lying to you, and they were doing it in such a way just to get rid of Trump that they forgot all the evidence they left and figured that this guy would never survive this. Nobody survives this. They've done it before to people.
Mm-hmm.
And
it took an awful lot less to sink other folks.
Praise the Lord.
Trump, so here's Donald Trump. These are people that at least had in Trump 1 a modicum of responsibility, a modicum of respect, and have shown themselves to be charlatans from one end to the other. Well, here we are in Trump 2. We got the same bunch of clowns, consider Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, who have lost any sort of credibility they might have had, save perhaps with their lunatic far left. And frankly, the lunatic far left is only a couple of % of the Democrat Party, and they're running the place.
Yep.
What's going to happen in the midterm elections? Of course, my powers of prophecy are pretty poor, but I would suggest that the Dems are going to go down in flames because they're being shown to be liars and charlatans. And the mainstream media right along with them. If you look at the polling on the media, it's down in the dirt, same place the Democrats are. Nobody believes what the network news tells them at this point in time because it's slanted. Oh, by the way, this continuing resolution, remember we defunded NPR and PBS?
Yeah.
The propaganda arm of the Democrat Party, taxpayer funded, I might add. They want money back for that too. That's part of the Dems digging their heels in.
Oh yeah.
Well, this will not end well. They're frankly nailing themselves inside a burning building and then howling about the fact that they're inside a burning building. What is the matter with you people? How about you come up with some suggestions on how to do this better than what the Republicans are doing? How about you do that? Instead of saying orange man bad, let's go down with this ship. The Dems, they have gotten so stupid. And consider AOC, who possibly has an IQ of 65 on her best day. I'm not sure I would want a drink mixed by her in a bar.
Yeah.
They're talking about this lunatic being the next president.
Yeah.
Running. Now,
with Mandani being the vice president or Uncle, what's his name? Uncle from Vermont.
You could, Uncle Bernie.
Yeah.
You couldn't make this stuff up, Dave. If you wrote this down as a novel, it wouldn't sell, but people would say this is too ridiculous.
You're right. You can't make this stuff up.
Now here's another one for you.
Yes.
I don't follow sports, okay, Dave? I don't care about sports, not in the least.
I do.
Well, I know you do. So you're the yin for my yang. 34 people arrested due to gambling in the NBA. And there is at least a suggestion that there's a serious mafia connection.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the seriously overweight J.B. Pritzker, who apparently is the poker player of the century because he won over $1 million in a rigged poker game that is connected to this.
Yeah. You think that's not connected somehow?
Of course it is. I don't like sports. I don't follow sports. So all of this is new to me, but I have had the feeling over the last decade or so that professional sports is rigged. And I'm sure that there was some sort of organized crime connection. I didn't know the Gambino family still existed. I thought they put all of them in prison. But apparently they're still alive and well and indicted.
When you get legally able to pretty much make a bet anywhere in the country, you sort of lost the angle of it's just a little small crowd of Italians sitting in New York City.
Yeah, the Goomba connection.
The Goomba, yeah. Don't forget about it.
This kind of amazed me when it happened because I thought these things were much better hidden than that. But that's at least
basically.
It's the most recent sports scandal. Let's talk about the NFL for a minute. Now, I don't watch the NFL. I did watch the last Super Bowl because the Chiefs were in it.
Yeah.
Will I watch this Super Bowl? Nah. When these clowns started taking a knee during the national anthem, I'm done with them permanently. But the halftime show, they're going to have, what's the name of this clown from Puerto Rico that they're going to have?
I don't know. He's a real
Bad Bunny.
Huh?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. What is he, a woke
Bad
guy?
Bunny.
It's sponsored by Disney.
Yes, here's Bad Bunny. I've seen pictures of him wearing a dress, so this is clearly a conservative sort of guy.
Oh, yeah.
And Turning Point is got a counterpoint for that.
Right.
Now, some of this you can believe and some of it you can't. The Turning Point USA website is rather moot on this point, but a lot of AI stuff has got some first-class heavy hitters going to be in this with a choir of 200 behind them. Will I watch that? Of course I will. Of course, I won't be watching the Super Bowl, and I certainly won't be watching Bad Bunny.
Well, you'll come up with the Bad Bunny show somewhere and compare it to what you saw with the TP USA show.
Somebody will do that.
That's going to be something the NFL owners are going to have to deal with here.
Yeah, what are they going to do about this? They have committed themselves to something that apparently is wildly unpopular. And, it almost reminds me, remember the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah.
I happened to be watching that. That's before folks started taking a knee at these things. And I thought, great. Sports is supposed to be a pretty clean operation. This is rah-rah, may the best team win. And you put on a halftime of some half-black gal showing her boobs. Okay, I can't do that. Nope, can't do it. And haven't watched much of it since. And I think Bad Bunny is going to be very much the same sort of debacle. Who in the hell in the NFL decides these things? Is this somebody that's locked up in a basement someplace that really hasn't seen what's going on in this country?
JP knows all. He is a sports guy.
So as far as I know, the NFL commissioner would be heavily involved in that decision. And let's just say many decisions made so far by Roger Goodell and his tenure as commissioner have been questionable at best. We'll just leave
Not
it.
so good.
They've hired an entertainment company who has been picking the entertainment for the past several years, and that is owned by Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh, so
they're getting all their buddies in there.
I'm so shocked then.
This starts to make more sense to me every moment.
Yes.
The left-wing loonies have managed to run the NFL as well. Well, that's okay. I don't watch them. I don't care.
Well, it's called more like Rune, just like they're all Democrats. They're crazy.
Okay. Yeah. So, will I be watching Bad Bunny? I don't think so. Yeah. I've come closer to watching Bunny Rabbit on Sesame Street. This is just a waste of time on me. Will I buy any of the products advertised there? Nah, I don't buy them now anyway. So, okay. Since your voice is shot, let me change.
It's better. I'm on my second. What is this? A what? Yeah, cough drop. Thank you.
Well, you sound a little better. You sounded like Death's Door when you were doing your monologue, and I thought
I was ready. I really was.
Guy's going to clutch at his chest all over dead. Yeah.
And I stood here and took it.
Yes,
like
you
a
did.
man.
There's something to be said for persistence on your part.
Well, I think so.
Let's talk about Portland for just a minute.
Yes,
Portland. At one time that was a beautiful city, and it's turned into a mess. It's a liberal nut job at this point.
I've been there.
Trump wanted to send the National Guard to Portland. Now, if you remember, a few years back, there were Black Lives Matter rioting in Portland, where they burned down a whole bunch of the city, burned up a police station, and claimed that it was a peaceful protest. Well,
everybody claimed it was a peaceful protest.
Yeah. All you had to do was look at the video and recognize that flames is not a peaceful protest. But okay, they fed us that by a little teaspoon at a time, and I don't care. I don't believe that mainstream anyway.
AI was saying this. AI just a couple of months ago that the 1/6er deal was much worse than anything that went on in the previous 10 years.
Yeah,
and I pointed out. I said, point out all the costs and the lives lost and the businesses lost and the fires. Point that out, will you please? And they did, and they did it accurately. And I said, I said, you know what? You guys are out of it. You know what's going on, and you won't say so. Well, none of that was proven. I said, of course it was.
All you got to do is look at some video. Not much to it. 1/6, I didn't see any smoke. I didn't see any fire. Take a look at Portland. Back to what I started with. Here, a judge had issued a temporary restraining order against Donald J. Trump's Justice Department about putting National Guard troops in Portland. That lasted for about a week. And here's where it gets interesting. The Ninth Circuit Court,
Liberal,
2-1,
yeah,
said, nope, that restraining order, it's no good. So now we can put National Guard troops in Portland. That's a win for Trump.
oh yeah.
Why? Because your listeners know the Ninth Circuit Court is about as far left leaning without falling over as you can get in that part of the country. And they actually saw the error in that temporary restraining order and did something about it. Good. Maybe there's some sanity left in the Ninth Circuit. Okay, we're running up on the clock, so I got a last one for you.
Oh,
Are you
go
ready?
for it, baby. Go for it.
Exercise that voice, because you got another
I know.
long time to go here.
I know, and I'm facing it with courage and trepidation.
You got to be pretty tough.
Well, that's
James
right.
Carville. James
Yes.
Carville,
Yeah,
one of my
you saw that?
favorite. What?
You saw what he said?
Of course I did. I'm
Heard what
fixing
he
to
said?
talk about it.
Go ahead.
James Carville, one of my favorite left-wing lunatics. Now, let me say this. At one time, he was a pretty smart guy. He's still a pretty smart guy, but he's nutty as a fruitcake. I'm afraid too many strokes and too many drugs have done the guy in. But he was on a Politics War Room podcast the other day.
Yeah.
That's something that he's on about once a week. And Carville came out and said, and I quote, "There's no such thing as Antifa," end quote.
Yeah.
Donald Trump just declared war on Antifa a few days ago. We saw Antifa in the Baltimore riots. We saw them in the Portland riots. We have seen Antifa come and go. Admittedly, they're a guerrilla warfare outfit, kind of loosely.
They found him on 1-6 inside the Capitol building.
Indeed. And for James Carville, now remember, this guy was the spokesman for the Democrat Party during the Clinton years. He was a pretty high-powered dude. Saying there's no such thing as Antifa. James, take better drugs. You really need something better than what you got, because I'm afraid you're deluded. Anyone capable of watching those riots could see Antifa right out there. Some of them had T-shirts on that said Antifa. Come on. How can you possibly deny this?
Well, they can track the funding of this very easily now.
I hope that they are. I think, here's a prediction for you. My prophecy have not been too good over the last decade or two, but I'll bet you're going to find a George Soros tie in this thing. He's as anti-American as they come. And Antifa, in their infinite wisdom, is accusing Donald J. Trump of being a fascist. Antifa is anti-fascist, for those of you folks who live in Duke that haven't figured it out. And this is the pot calling the kettle black.
Yep.
Well, okay, I've said what I was going to say.
Let me read the things we have on the board here. Patricia Odin Maxwell. Sounded good, looking good. Go, team. Thank you for not telling me I'm horrible.
Morning, Pastor Pat.
Christopher Ronzini, the Godfather. Good morning, handsome Dave. Oh. And the crew, you're not as beautiful as the lovely Lisa Weinbaum, LOL.
Well, I'll agree with that.
LOL there. And that's it.
She has a better voice than you, too. All right. I will be talking with you next Friday.
All right. Let's hear it for JJ Bradshaw.
Thank you, Dave.
You missed. Okay. Thank you, pal. All right. I think we'll go to commercial real quick, and then we'll have the rabbi on around 6 minutes. Hit it.
Your home is your castle. You don't need unwanted hassle. Don't let those creatures move in to stay. Let us protect your investments, that's what we're all about. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day. Plank is locally owned and family operated right here in Rolla, a Google preferred business. Our customer service and your satisfaction is our number one goal. So call Plank today at 368-3333. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day.
Honey, what are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
It looks like you're filling up a swimming pool.
Yep, I'm filling up a swimming pool.
In our living room?
How else am I going to watch the game and stay cool?
If your AC is on the fritz, call Hartley's Climate Control. Hartley's is the area's best in HVAC repairs, installs, and maintenance. Knowledgeable, honest, and dependable. Serving Rolla and the surrounding areas for commercial or residential needs. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Call Hartley's Climate Control today at 573-368-3163.
Never be too coy to tell your friends and family about koi sushi and hibachi. Celebrate the best Chinese-Japanese restaurant in the Midwest. Call 573-426-5551 to make a reservation or order takeout. Locally owned, 1808 North Bishop, Rolla, Missouri.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy, but also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender, all one word. But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is two words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Merrill's Quarry and Asphalt, 40 years serving cities, counties, and everyday businesses with driveways for people who live and work in our little piece of heaven right smack dab in the middle of America. Call 573-578-9101 for your free estimate of rocking, rolling, paving, driveways, sealing, and striping too. That's 573-578-9101 for your free estimate.
Your home is your castle, you don't need unwanted hassle. Don't let those creatures move in to stay. Let us protect your investments, that's what we're all about. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day. Plank is locally owned and family operated right here in Rolla, a Google preferred business. Our customer service and your satisfaction is our number one goal. So call Plank today at 368-3333. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day.
At your locally owned Price Chopper, our standards are high because we know yours are. See for yourself what an incredible fresh selection of grocery items we have in store. Talk to our expert meat associates about what you're looking for. They're happy to meet any special requests like custom cuts, or see our expert produce associates on how to pick out the best fruits and vegetables. Quality in the deli means fresh, full flavor, and always delicious. If you're craving fresh, baked goodness, we have that too. You can expect the best selection and the best value while interacting with our friendly and knowledgeable employees. You can find what you're looking for fast and easily at the best prices at Price Chopper. Fresh savings every day. A-Car Real Estate, where experience matters. 532 million sold since 2003, the number one sales volume in Phelps County. As a client for decades, I can say they are the best in mid-Missouri. Call 573-368-7355. That's 573-368-7355 for the best real estate experience you'll ever have. Gotta reach 'em, see it right now. Insurance going up like crazy? Daniel and Henry Insurance is one of the largest private insurance companies in the world. Richard Boyette, 314-444-5011. He's my guy at Daniel and Henry for 10 years. Business or personal, call Richard at 314-444-5011. He's the best.
At Town & Country Bank, we've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can deposit your check from your phone. But that's not why our customers love us. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our 2 Rolla locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. We're locally owned and we'll take the time to understand your needs. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
We are back. And I am, in honor of the rabbi, I'm wearing kind of like a yarmulke. Really, it's not. But it counts, doesn't it?
Any kind of head covering works.
So we have that in common with the Catholics, don't we?
Well, not all Catholics, maybe just the Pope or the priests,
right.
or whatever. Yeah.
But aren't you supposed to do what the Pope does?
Well, I guess if you're a good Catholic.
That one. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my friend, wartime rabbi still, because it's really not over yet, but it's headed that way, we hope. Still wartime. Your money goes to the IDF widows and their children for housing and for togetherness, and group them up to help each other out. Please welcome all the way from Israel, the West Wall there, Moshe Rothschild. That is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild. I'm not as sharp as I usually am, which means there's a big difference, obviously, because I've got a cold. What do you recommend for a cold?
Put a jacket on.
I put a hat on. What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, I got a shirt on. I'm inside.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Anyways, I don't know. A lot of fluids, hot tea.
Stick with rabbiing.
Vitamin C.
You're better off as a moil.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you didn't make that one a reason to take some medicine or something. All right. Knesset approves bill to apply sovereignty on Judea and Samaria, and now there's a big concern about that. What do you know about it?
Okay, first of all, let me explain how Israeli politics work. A law does not get passed until it passes the Knesset 3 times.
Oh.
So it only passed 1 reading. And I'll just break it down for you why and about the timing and etc. You basically have a portion of the country that will do anything to get Bibi Netanyahu out of office and to embarrass him. So they put forward this proposal, and no one in Bibi's party voted for it. 6 months ago, a year ago, they all would have voted for it. It's a right-wing cause, annexing Judea and Samaria. But who made this happen? The left-wing parties. They all made this happen. Why? Because they wanted to embarrass Netanyahu and make Israel look bad while J.D. Vance was here. So that's why J.D. Vance referred to it. He said it was a dumb political stunt. He's right. It was a political stunt by the left here.
That's what he was talking about. He wasn't very clear about it. It's like he was trying to punish Bibi.
No, Bibi did not put this forward. His party did not vote for it, and it passed. Only 49 out of the 120 members of our Knesset voted, and it passed by 25 to 24. And that was because all the left-wing parties didn't oppose it. While they normally, this is one of their platforms. They do not want the annexation, but they'll support it if it means embarrassing Bibi. That's how far they'll go. They'll completely they'll completely sacrifice their own agenda just for one reason, and that is to get rid of Bibi. You know, you have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
We have Bibi derangement syndrome here, and it's the same playbook.
Trump. What is it? What is the name of the thing he's building?
Oh, the ballroom.
Yeah. The Trump ballroom conspiracy, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so banning UNRWA from Gaza.
Yeah.
How about Israel? What are our rights going to be to cover our tuchuses back there with the people that are still killing us?
Yep. It's a good question. I mean, right now they are purposely releasing hostages very, very slowly because Hamas does not want to go to, stage 2 of this agreement, which means, of course, disarming.
Right.
And that is not something that they can agree to. I mean, we of course we want them to, and we expect them to, but they'll never, agree to that. So,
right.
So they're just drips and drabs, letting out, hostages slowly. Now, JP, I don't know if you could check your messages, but I sent you a 16-second video. I don't know if you guys can play that, but I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Okay.
I don't know if you could play it on the screen. Can you show video, or is it just audio?
I can. Was it sent to Dave or to the Dave Weinbaum Show?
I sent it to JP Maxwell.
Okay.
While he's looking for it, you're going to look for it?
If you send it to my Facebook, I don't know if I'll be able to access it because
I'll send it to Dave Weinbaum. I'll send it to send it to Dave. No problem. But I think you'll enjoy this, and I think the viewers will as well. I just sent it to
ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, because we're going to the movies very soon. Who is Smotrich? And he's saying to the Saudis, if Abraham Accords are based on Israel cooperating with a Palestinian state, you can go pound sand. He didn't say that exactly, but that's about what who is this?
I think he's a member of the Likud, of the party. He's definitely to the right, but Bibi would agree with that. Bibi would never agree to a Palestinian state. That you're totally rewarding the October 7th terrorists by giving a Palestinian state. So if normalization with Saudi Arabia means we have to agree to a Palestinian state, no, then we won't normalize with Saudi Arabia. But I don't think that is a condition, to be honest with you. I think the why Trump and Vance so strongly oppose any annexation of Judea and Samaria is because that will definitely hurt any chances of Saudi Arabia or Indonesia or any Muslim country normalizing with Israel. So they're trying to, as best they can, to prevent that from happening, so we can move and expand the Abraham Accords.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Oh, he's got it. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Our country has been without a national water slide for far too long.
That's pretty damn good.
I made that, actually.
Our country has been without a national...
Kamala was one of them, but who were the rest of the people that were?
No, I just put people with suits or whatever. I don't know who they are. But
right. You didn't want to get that big time, did you? All right. So,
they're whining about him, with the ballroom and everything. So I figured, okay, let's make some fun.
No, that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it. So more war coming is Gaza, Hezbollah, Hamas still a war at war? Do they consider themselves at war?
Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't sign a peace treaty with anyone. It was just a ceasefire. everyone just agreed to stop shooting. But that's very, absence of shooting doesn't make peace. We signed a peace treaty with Jordan and Egypt. We have peace treaties, but these are not peace treaties. They're ceasefires. Believe me, Hamas and Hezbollah would never have agreed to stopping if they thought they could, if it was to their advantage to continue.
Sure.
So
that's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, they still control a good portion of Gaza. Is that true?
They control about 47% after we pulled back, but Israel controls 53%, which is still a lot. We were controlling 75%, and then the ceasefire, which I believe was a very good deal for us, it was definitely skewed in Israel's favor, meant that we didn't have to completely evacuate from our positions in Gaza, only to a certain line that was drawn on a map, which gives us control of 53%. So
how much of Gaza did Israel control in 2004?
Well, before we pulled out completely, we controlled a very tiny portion, maybe 5%. Yeah, there were 8,000 Jews there, and it's 1.5 million people. So,
so the Jews were. I mean, wasn't that supposed to be a part of Israel?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the biblical map, yes, but unfortunately, they don't seem to be taking the Bible too seriously, especially the parts that say "don't kill," that kind of thing.
It's not don't kill, it's don't murder.
Yeah, don't murder. It's also not take. Don't steal. Also means don't take people. Don't take hostages. But they don't. It doesn't seem to.
Did the women hostages suffer a lot more than the men hostages?
Yeah, look, I think the elephant in the room that has barely been spoken about, and I understand why, it was the sexual abuse and so on. So they definitely did. A few of them have been willing to talk about it, but there's probably a lot more than obviously they don't like to talk about that. But yeah, the what's her name from Facebook made a film. One of the top executives at Facebook made a film. It's called Silence Before Screams, or Screams Before Silence, and it's available for free. It's an hour-long movie about this very topic, and it's on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
Yeah, it's free.
Repeat that one more time.
I'm checking. I'm pretty sure it's Screams Before Silence.
Okay. Turkey's Erdogan. Trump seems to love him. What about you?
It was by Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook.
Okay,
Does Trump like Erdogan? I mean, look, it's hard to say. Sometimes Trump talks and it's strategic, so you don't know if he's spoken how much he loves Putin also, and then not. So it's hard to say whether he means it or is it part of a strategy. Because he definitely needs Turkey on board to help keep Hamas in place. Because Turkey, Qatar, Egypt, these are countries that have big influence on Hamas. So, is it part of the deal, the negotiating? Hard to say. There's been so many things in the last 2 years since the beginning of the war. You think one thing and then something else happens. There's a lot of cover up, a lot of, of strategy and stuff. And I understand why, but so on the surface, he says positive things, but who knows?
Erdogan is trying to buy 40 fighter jets from Qatar.
Yeah. Look, he got them to support this ceasefire. And, there's wheeling and dealing going on,
Yeah, and he's also
you scratch my back. Yeah.
He said that is a Muslim state, isn't it? Turkey?
Yep. It wasn't until he took over. Let's put it this way. It was, but it was a secular Muslim state. But when Erdogan took over, he turned it into, this religious fanatic type of state. And that's not good for anybody. But, they're part of NATO, I think, Turkey. So,
you got ABC News projecting that at airports, or at least reporting they're broadcasting pro-Hamas, anti-Semitic atrocities, and they're doing it from where they're announcing where the planes are coming and going. Know about this? I mean, the next time you come in from Israel, are you going to be hearing from the river to the sea on the plane thing? How would that make you feel?
Well, I don't think I'll hear it on El Al, but
El Al all the way.
Well, to New York, but yeah, I guess on the domestic flights,
Florida, or someplace like that, you're going to get that.
Right, on the domestic flights. Yeah, I mean, it's that would not make me feel very safe. It's hearing a genocidal call.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hitler's manifesto was found in the Hamas front group, whatever that is. Probably their leadership.
Oh, it's all over Gaza. We found that.
Yeah, so I guess you found that. Not surprising, is it?
No, not at all, because we know that the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem in the 1930s met with Adolf Hitler. They see eye to eye in their ideologies, and we call them the Islamo-Nazis. It's the jihadis. That's their ideology is similar. Let's kill Jews wherever they're found. It's not really about Israel. It's about Jews wherever they are, and like the Nazis.
Okay, going back in history, why is that? The Muslims? I mean, the Muslims came after Jesus, all right, and then 600 years plus 630 years or so, he became Muhammad. So he didn't hate the Jews at first, did he?
No, he tried to reach out to them with love. He tried to adopt things into Islam that was similar to Judaism, and he got rid of it.
Eating,
yeah, like he got rid of the Trinity. That he didn't have a concept of the Trinity. He had praying multiple times a day and fasting and charity, and he tried, but the Jews obviously did not go along with him, and so then he started to become incredibly violent, as he was a terrorist. I mean, to put it that way, but and that was his. After love failed, he went to becoming violent.
Hold on. Will you go out and yell at the guy in that train and say, you know what, I'm doing a show here. What the hell's the matter with you?
Anyway,
a train out here.
I tried to call ahead and they hung up on me. So
the bastards. All right. Anyways, no, I didn't mean that. Okay, come on. I'll never get on a train again. So Fetterman, the senator, he says my party betrayed Israel. And he's one of the few Democrats voting to open up the government.
Yeah, we like him a lot, and he's been very pro-Israel. He's visited here during the war, and he's trying to rally the Democrats. I won't be surprised if he jumps parties at some point.
Yeah,
it would surprise me.
Neither will I.
When he starts to realize that it's hopeless in his party, and then instead of that it can't be fixed, he's going to say, I'm out of here.
I think he's there already. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What does he have to run it? Hey, I'm a Democrat, but I support all of Trump. What Trump's doing, I don't think that works too well. Anyways, is there a chance that Hamas could come back into control? Are we done with the phases of we're going to cut the grass or mow the grass and back and forth and back and forth? Are we done with that? I hope.
I think that Hamas cannot come into power. I don't think that that's realistic. They're not coming into power. Do I think it's going to be smooth now? No, I think there's going to be a lot of bumps in the roads, and there's going to be a lot. It's not like, okay, the war's over. They're going to give back the rest of the dead hostages. They're going to disarm. No, I don't think it's going to be a straight line.
Yeah.
But I also do not think that Hamas is going to be back in power over all of Gaza. I don't see that happening.
Okay. Well, other than
No.
Dave Weinbaum Show, where can people find and contribute to you, and also buy your book? And your book
They
is
can go to secretsofthehebrewbible.org. Yeah, go to that website. You can pick yourself up a copy, or go to our website, israelalliance.org. We would love to hear from you.
So I've got one more thing for you, and those with frogs in their mouths, in their throats, don't need honey to catch flies.
Those with frogs don't need honey. Okay.
All right. I don't care. Actually, I forgot to write a joke for the rabbi, and I had it from other sources. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with the rabbi.
Okay.
Sorry, I ruined
Got
it with you. I mean, I might as well. My voice is gone, and I'm telling bad jokes. I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to go through it like a war. Patricia,
Pastor Pat liked my video.
Great video, Rabbi Moshe.
Thanks.
Great interview, Rabbi. Well, what am I? Oh, wait, that's from JJ. He's not talking. See, he doesn't mention me anymore because I was talking like this. I'm still talking like this.
Well, Dave, I hope you feel better.
Well, I feel okay. Let's put it that way. It's just at the end of this thing, I thought I could swing it without any problems, and I was wrong. I'm sitting here chewing on little gems I have in my hand.
Well, we haven't cured the common cold. It just takes time.
No, but thanks for regaling me in my common thread here. All right, so Rabbi, hi to the family, and let's get them the hell out of that war zone.
Okay? Okay, guys.
ASAP.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, and take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we've got a couple of things we can do. Let's do some funny stuff, for goodness. Well, now, wait a minute. We got three bits, right?
Yes.
All right, and we've played. Have we played any of those yet?
We have only played 2 clips and none of the Charlie Kirk bits.
Put on the first one. Wait, no, not the first one. Put on the last one.
I don't have the original sheet. Is that the one? To make sure I get the right one here. That Tucker Carlson talks, or is that the?
No, that's the one with Bit Immortal Charlie.
Got it.
Point MP3.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal. You have immortalized Charlie Kirk. And now millions will carry on his legacy. And we will devote the rest of our lives to finishing the causes for which Charlie gave his last measure of devotion.
That's Stephen Miller. He's the one that is being picked on by AOC. And the reason is that, he's short, he's bald, and he's Jewish. What the hell what am I here? Chopped liver? How come you can't mention me? You got to pick on the little guy who happens to be Jewish and bald. All right, well, I guess, what are you going to do? Okay, play a couple of funny ones, please.
Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans they panic easily. So now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol.
I remember the story of the fella here a while ago who was running for Congress as a Republican. He stopped by a farm to do some campaigning, and when the farmer heard he was a Republican, his jaw dropped, and he said, "Wait right here." He said, "While I get Ma. She's never seen a Republican before." So he got Ma, and the candidate looked around for a podium to give his speech from. The only thing he could find was a pile of that stuff that Bess Truman took 35 years trying to get Harry to call fertilizer. So he got up on the mound, and when they came back, he gave his speech. End of it, the farmer says, "That's the first time I've ever heard a Republican speech." Candidate said, "That's the first time I've ever given a Republican speech from a Democratic platform."
Ivermectin, I take it by the pill. Ivermectin, the pandemic it will chill. Ivermectin, I let it take its course. Ivermectin, now I'm neighing like a horse. Okay, well, that was hard on the ears a little bit, but don't I get any applause for that?
No.
Okay. Don't listen to her. What does she know? How do you know? I have a parrot at home, and I guess it's because of me mostly, because when I'm alone, I swear a lot. I swear at the TV, I swear a lot. And the bird now is he's doing a lot of stuff with that, and he's yelling it out, and he's mad. And when he wants me to come in and pick him up so he can do welcome to my son, my good son with gray feathers and red feathers, and I say I want to introduce you to the king of all birds, just under God, Malcolm Weinbaum. And he goes up and he flaps his wings and he kisses me, and then I get him something to eat. Instead, you hear him from the living room, and he's screaming at you, and the F word and other things. It's not good. I don't know if I can put him on the show. What do you think?
No.
I think it'd be cool.
He also likes the
what?
SH word a
Yeah,
lot.
that.
Likes to yell at shit.
Yeah. So is he doing is that his Dave Weinbaum impression? Is that what it is? Or
I do not teach him those
Well,
words.
yeah, I'm saving you here, honey.
I teach him things like Malcolm and what. I don't teach him the curse words.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying. See, you pushed it a little too far. You have used those words too. Who doesn't?
I didn't teach him to him.
Who doesn't? I didn't teach him those words. He just overheard me and overheard you. Yeah. Don't tell me that. Okay. Let's do a commercial. We'll be right back with a lot more fun. Are we having fun? I hope so. Hit it.
Your home is your castle. You don't need unwanted hassle. Don't let those creatures move in to stay. Let us protect your investments. That's what we're all about. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day.
Plank is locally owned and family operated right here in Rolla, a Google preferred business. Our customer service and your satisfaction is our #1 goal. So call Plank today at 368-3333.
Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day.
With warmer temperatures right around the corner and allergies ramping up, now's the time to get those AC units serviced. At Hartley's, we pride ourselves in offering outstanding service with fast response times. With proper maintenance, you can make those hot days be a lot cooler and remove those pesky allergens that always seem to find their way into your home. Call us today so you can be living a much cooler and healthier life. Hartley's, community born, community raised, community serving.
Call Hartley's Climate Control today at 573-368-3163.
Never be too coy to tell your friends and family about Koi Sushi and Hibachi. Celebrate the best Chinese-Japanese restaurant in the Midwest. Call 573-426-5551 to make a reservation or order takeout. Locally owned, 1808 North Bishop, Rolla, Missouri.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word? But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is two words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Merrill's Quarry and Asphalt, 40 years serving cities, counties, and everyday businesses with driveways for people who live and work in our little piece of heaven right smack dab in the middle of America. Call 573-578-9101 for your free estimate of rocking, rolling, paving, driveways, sealing, and striping too. That's 573-578-9101 for your free estimate.
Your home is your castle, you don't need unwanted hassle. Don't let those creatures move in to stay. Let us protect your investments, that's what we're all about. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day. Plank is locally owned and family operated right here in Rolla, a Google preferred business. Our customer service and your satisfaction is our number one goal. So call Plank today at 368-3333. Plank Termite and Pest Control will save the day.
Busy schedule? Let your locally owned Price Chopper help you save time with online shopping. It's easy. Sign up to tcmarkets.com or download our mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. Create an account and browse through the categories and choose the items you need. When you place your order, your personal shopper will get all of the items you've selected, taking the same care you would and following your notes. We offer free curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Start your online order today and no online shopping fee for a limited time. Go to tcmarkets.com or download our mobile app to get started. Price Chopper. Fresher savings every day. A-Car Real Estate, where experience matters. 532 million sold since 2003, the number one sales volume in Phelps County. As a client for decades, I can say they are the best in mid-Missouri. Call 573-368-7355. That's 573-368-7355 for the best real estate experience you'll ever have.
Gotta reach 'em, see it right now.
Insurance going up like crazy? Daniel and Henry Insurance is one of the largest private insurance companies in the world. Richard Boyette, 314-444-5011. He's my guy at Daniel and Henry for 10 years. Business or personal, call Richard at 314-444-5011. He's the best.
Maybe it's for a kitchen you've always wanted. Maybe it's just to have a little extra room. Whatever the reason you're considering a new home loan, it's good to know that Town & Country Bank will guide you in the right direction. Our experienced local lenders are here to help you with a new home construction, remodeling projects, and fixed and adjustable rate home loans. You can even start the process online by clicking Online Mortgage Center at tcbanks.com. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, we're back, and I'm talking for the time being. We've got Don Mayhew coming up at 9:30. I understand he might be a little late, and then we got Bill Hardwick, who is always late. So coming on, he's coming on at 10, and then at 10:30 I got a special treat, and that's my daughter, my one of two daughters. Sarah Weinbaum. She's coming on. We're going to talk about her job with the company she's with now, and really, really good job. So we got the USA has shot more drug boats. I mean, what do they not get? Do they think they're gonna? I mean, they're going out to die. Is what's happening. I don't know if maybe they don't get them all, or maybe there's submarines involved that they haven't located. But now they're getting close to putting places on the map that are on land in Venezuela. Andrea Schramm, good morning. I forgot to put the phone number and stuff in here. By the way, it's 573-578-2700. And we will honor your calls as best we can, or
you can also reach us on Facebook, X, YouTube, and on Rumble for comment.
Yeah, Shannon Reed said Malcolm would be entertaining too. You could create a whole skit and go viral. They're doing this with reels. If you've seen these parrots on the show, they have I think it's like a AI kind of thing, but they treat him as if he's like either a fellow officer or he's some kind of a criminal they picked up, and they interview him, and he's always got a funny line in parrot talk. He's a green parrot. Okay, Christopher Rosani, your bird Malcolm sounds as though he has more common sense than a Democrat circus of idiots. I couldn't agree more. Hey, get yourself a chicken for Malcolm so he's not alone. If you can't train your chicken, you can eat him with your pasta. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny right there. Go to Zia's in St. Louis. Great Italian food, and it's not totally expensive, okay? And they're nice to you there. They don't demand you take your hat off. And I asked them about that because Charlie, what's the last name there? Gatto's. Gito's, close enough. You gotta take your hat off. I says, why? Because we told you to. I says, well, what if I'm Jewish and I wear a yarmulke? Doesn't matter. Take your hat off. Well, hell, the Pope wears hats. The cardinals wear hats. Do they tell them to take their hats off? The Catholic people that are running the Catholic Church? I bet you they don't. Anyways, that's a pretty good defense, isn't it? I mean, what would they do if Jesus turned up wearing a cap? Take your hat off? Or don't go somewhere else?
I don't know if they have a policy where if it's a religious thing that you can keep it on. Otherwise, it was just just like a regular ball cap that has come off. That's
I just killed the religious argument because they didn't use that. They said, well, if you're not a Catholic, I mean that's all it is. It's picking on Jewish people. I think so.
I want to take a minute to announce the moms meeting tonight.
Go right now.
Break. Okay. Phelps County moms are having, I believe, what is their third meeting tonight, and they've really been picking up steam. It's a meeting to join the town hall that they're hosting tonight at 6 p.m. at the old Matt Steakhouse, and they discuss challenges in our community and things we can do to push back. We have it posted on our page, and you can scan the QR code and get registered for that and attend tonight.
Now, Judge Janine, who is now in the DOJ working with Bondi, she charges black teens for up to 30 years now who have been let off 10, 20, 30 times. They go back. It's a turning door. They always get out. It's a policy of some of these judges, and they're killing, they're stealing from, they're raping other blacks, and this has been going on for a lot of years. So that's another reason that Trump is getting all this publicity, because he's cleaning up these neighborhoods. And you look at Mayor Bauer in D.C. She hates Trump, but you know what? She finally caved and she listened to Trump, and he went in and he arrested a bunch of people and made it safe. And they're both very happy with this. Even that idiot Pritzker had to admit that, yeah, he needs help, but apparently he lied all the way else with that. He just doesn't need it from Trump. And yet he's got problems. Chicago's had a problem in the black community for 60 plus years, and what that came from was the administration by Lyndon Johnson, where they passed a civil rights bill, which included a bunch of payouts to the black community in Chicago and other places, but Chicago took it, and men started leaving their families. They didn't need the men to make money anymore. The government was giving them money, and they were giving it sometimes per child. So what happened? These kids missed the fatherly way of bringing up children, which you need some authority other than women can do. I mean, a woman can take their own situation and be great mothers, but it's very tough for them to be a father and a mother. You can ask any one of them. I'm sure there are some out there that do a good job. I know of them. Clarence Thomas, I know him, and his father left his family, ended up at his grandfather's home, and when he got out of line, the grandpa was very, very tough with Clarence Thomas, and he turned him into a very respectable person. You might not like him, but the guy seems pretty logical to me, and he's one of the greatest Supreme Court justices in history, and he's very, very committed, very, very well. You don't buy a guy like that off. Anyways, and he had to face an idiot. He had to face an idiot by the name of Joe Biden as the leading committee to get him. Well, in this case, it was to get him not to be a Supreme Court justice, and they made up all the stuff about him and this woman who claimed that she was being harassed by him and all that. Think about that. And he voted against him, and he still won. So Patricia Oden Maxwell, as at the prayer conference I just attended, they felt very strongly that we need to be praying for Pam. They feel that she's the next target. Are you talking about Pam Bondi? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're all targets. They hate them all, and the interesting thing about watching the presser the other day was that they were all on board. You could tell they loved each other. They didn't just love Trump, although they do, but they love what he's doing, and they want to do it right and do it as much as they can and stop what's going on in these neighborhoods. When did a Democrat ever do that? Never. It always gets worse under them. All right, because there's always something else going on. I mean, this was an invasion. To have 20 million, let's say it's 15 million, I don't know, but 15 to 20 million people come in this country, give them hotel rooms and licenses, car licenses, and all this stuff, get them jobs and things like that. And using taxpayer money for that's money wasn't spent for that. There was no, we're going to take care of illegal aliens. And now they don't even call them illegal aliens because because they're ashamed. They're not ashamed. I shouldn't say that. They want to be brazen about it, but they don't want to mention that because it implies illegally to them. Their illegality seems to be attached to them, and it is. And there's no calling that left or right. Now, I opened the show with this young, beautiful woman who was a refugee of Ukraine. She was hiding in Ukraine, and you would think Ukraine would be a lot tougher to live in and stay alive than North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, I think. And she walks in, and this is why I think paranoia is important. She was completely like in her own mind. She sat down in front of a black guy. Well, nothing wrong with that, but I don't know if I was sitting there and this guy was fidgeting around, and I'd be looking at that. I might pick a different seat. Okay, and you can call that racist. I don't care. The guy didn't have a good look to him, and obviously, and there were other blacks on the train, but she sits right in front of him, and within seconds, this guy is stabbing her in the neck. All right, within seconds. Now there were other people on the there. Why was the white girl picked on? Why? Anyone got an answer to that? Because there were plenty of black people, black women, black men.
Proximity.
Huh?
Proximity.
Exactly. So I think just changing your proximity, at least you could see them coming.
Yeah, if I'm on, I've had to travel to DC before and
Yeah.
take the very complicated metro system in DC.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never done it,
I've done
it's an experience. If I was even in St. Louis, if I'm riding MetroLink, if I'm in there alone and there are other people, I tend to sit in an area more secluded to myself.
Sure.
Now, we don't know if maybe she was sitting there. Did this guy come on maybe after her? I don't know. I've never seen the footage on that part. So I don't know. Maybe he came in after the fact and sat behind her, and she just was kind of lackadaisical, maybe not paying attention, didn't think there was a reason to pay attention, and then suddenly got stabbed or what the situation was. But yeah, I just tend to sit by myself unless you can't because it's too crowded or something like that. But
now I remember going to New York City and getting on a train. It was before you, honey, I think, and I was by myself, and I was like sitting there and saw a guy reaching into a woman's purse who wasn't paying attention. And I said something. I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And people were getting out at the time, and she didn't know what was going on still. And he took a look at me like he was going to pull a gun. Okay? He was reaching in his pocket. And then I guess he decided, thank God, not to follow through with that because he could have easily killed me. And would I have done it again? I think I would. I don't know. But I knew there was danger there. In this woman, and then after that, I said, "Do you know this guy was in your purse?" She says, "No, I didn't know." Yeah. I says, "Well, maybe you ought to, hold your purse a little tighter around you or something, So, all right, well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, no King's Day. No King's Day. What a joke. A bad joke. A bad joke on the Democrats.
I seriously have a question on this.
Go ahead.
What's the purpose of the No Kings rally? Because Trump's done nothing to resemble. Actually, you can make a case that Biden did a lot more to act like a king, quote unquote. Trump's actually opened up more freedom for everybody. I don't understand even the concept of the No Kings rally, and I've never had anybody really be able to clearly tell me what they're for.
Well, the Kings are they just miscalled it by 10, 15 years because Obama thought he was a king, and so did Biden thought he was a king. And when he told his DOJ to do stuff like raid Mar-a-Lago with no reason, other than to find out stuff about Trump, then we knew that this is what they did. And they also, what they do is they take the stuff that they do and they assigned it to Trump to try to impeach him twice. They want to impeach him right now because of the ball thing, the ball house, whatever.
Ballroom,
yeah.
Yeah, presidents doing construction during presidents, that it has been a long-term tradition. As a matter of fact, I remember Obama spending billions to tear part of it down to build a basketball court.
Yeah.
This is nothing new.
What do you need for a basketball court? My God.
He was a big basketball fan, grew up in Chicago. I guess he was a Bulls fan, but there's even more celebrities coming out, speaking out against Obama. Sage Steele, who was a former ESPN reporter and announcer. She was cut from the company because she refused to take the COVID shot.
Yeah.
And now she came out and has spoke out against Obama, saying that he was basically planting the seeds of all this unrest the entire time. Wonder if she'll end up on Fox News at some point. I think she would do a good job there. But there's a lot of.
I might have a letter to I think I might have contacted her at one time trying to get her on the show.
Oh my gosh, that would be huge.
Oh
yeah.
Sure.
She was a good ESPN reporter too. So it was very sad that she was let go, especially for those reasons. But it's just interesting how now, and the rumor still is, and I mean, obviously, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But that Obama could be arrested and charged anytime.
Oh yeah.
And I'm hoping it happens.
I hope it happens too. And Biden leading the way. Yeah, Biden didn't know what he was doing. Is that correct? I mean, give me a break.
Well, and the rumors Biden
either
has,
he is or he didn't, or you put the ex-Obama people that went to Biden who used the auto pen and arrest them.
Yep.
Arrest them both because whatever Biden did with that pen, with those people that were doing the pen, was not approved by the president. And it's stuff that has to be approved by the president, not just auto penned in by somebody else.
Yeah, I think
it's meaningless.
I think you can make a case that if they can, and they'd have to be able to prove it, but if they can prove that it was an auto pen, it wasn't actually Joe Biden's signature on those pardons, and not something he actually wanted to do as the quote president. And again, I'm using quotes on that. Then it would seem like those would be null and void at that point.
I am waiting for the people that talk about 1/6 as if they know what they're talking about, like Pritzker, who absolutely either doesn't. I think he knows what it is, but he's a total liar. They were given crap about Trump and all the insurrectionists that were causing the 1/6 thing. It was a total fraud. I knew it was a fraud. We've had Jeff Zink on the show and Ryan Zink, who know it's a fraud, being represented by my friend and good guest, Mark and Patricia McCluskey, who's not going to be on this week, but he'll be back. And they know exactly what happened. They're disappointed. They're wondering why. He's calling up people. He wants to talk to the president. Hell, I want to talk to the president about 1/6. Of course, I got to fix my voice, don't I? Yep. Well, I'm getting a workout right now, aren't I? Yep. Hello, and I'm doing okay. All right. It was ugly at first, though.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be quiet the rest of the day
Huh.
while your voice recovers some more.
Is that what you want me for, honey? You want me just to be a stud, just sitting there because you're a pretty girl Is that what you want from me?
That's exactly what I just said. Good.
I'm good at sitting alone, I am good at it. I was just crazy that you broke the TV. Anyways, so
what else did you break this week?
What?
What else did you break this week?
What
did you do?
Well,
that was totally idiotic.
We went to St. Louis and we were going to buy my grandson, these indoor golf things where you hit it and it shows you how far it went and how high it went. And I wondered if I could do that in my basement. And I was having trouble following through. Okay, when you go back, you got to come back up. Okay, and you got to use that. That's a very big part of the golf swing. A regular golf swing.
Not to mention, you use the longest club that you own.
Well, I needed to see.
Basement.
I needed to see if it would fit.
The driver. He used the driver in the basement. And what did you hit with your driver?
I'm sorry you weren't there to caddy me. But I made sure in the back that I had the right swing, and then coming up, I had a great follow through into a who the hell's that? Oh, I know. Anyways, he's got stuff.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. All right. Well, anyways, I broke a chandelier. Is that right?
You broke the non-replaceable light in the ceiling fan that I.
What do you mean non-replaceable?
It's not replaceable. It's LED lights are built in.
Well, could you just?
And it shattered everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
It shattered halfway through the entire.
I spent an hour picking that crap up.
Not.
I swear to God, I did.
So as a kid, I was very big still am big into sports, but trying to play baseball and all that. And I obviously anytime was trying to work on my hitting and pitching and all that. And so I would swing an aluminum bat downstairs. My dad kept telling me, quit swinging that bat. You're going to break something. Well, we had back in the day, kids probably wouldn't know this now because I don't think they make them anymore. But when those microwaves used to not be condensed, they used to be just big. And we had one that was huge from Sears and it had a big glass front. I mean, this glass front was as big as the monitor here, full thick glass. And one day I'm swinging and I came through my backhand and shattered the whole thing.
So did you go hungry for like a week or what?
Let's just say that I crumpled under the table underneath where the microwave was and like freaked out for hours waiting for Dad to come home thinking Dad's going to kill me. Dad is going to kill me.
About what, 25?
Yeah, this was last week. Probably about 10, maybe 11.
Yeah.
And so my aunt was visiting at the time and both my parents were gone. And so she heard it, of course, and came down and I'm under the table. Dad's going to kill me. I'm going to die. Dad's going to kill me. And so Mom comes home first and she says, Pat, he broke the microwave, but listen, he's punished himself. Like I'm actually concerned about him right now. He's a nervous wreck. And so then Mom waits for Dad to come home and she goes, okay, now something silly. And Mom's advocating for me. Hey, listen, he broke the microwave, but he's punished himself. And of course, Dad tells me that I was going to pay for the microwave, right? Not knowing, I didn't know it was under warranty. And so I did odd jobs. And Dad told me I'm paying for the microwave, and all he did was put it in a savings account for me. But still, I had to learn that lesson.
Well,
it was a hard lesson.
You had some discipline there. You were at least you were on time, right? At least you were on time. And my next guest, he's a good guy, but I don't know if he's imitating the guest who's coming in after him, who is always late. Somebody who's usually early. Yes, I know you had a car problem. Okay. Anyways, this gentleman here.
Actually, I didn't, but I mean, if you want to make excuses for me, that's okay. Hey, I live up to my mistakes. I'm that kind of guy.
You live up to your mistakes?
Yeah, I don't make excuses for it. If I make a mistake, it's me, right?
No, who's accusing anybody of in fact, you being honest?
In fact, I'll show you how bad it is. Is that one time I thought I was wrong, but I was really right.
Yeah,
and so that was the only mistake I've ever made.
So you have no confidence in yourself? You think you do wrong things and you're really right?
It's an interpretation problem.
But I think that's going to hurt you.
It's an interpretation problem.
You should be able to interpret things correctly.
I do, and it's others around me who have the interpretation.
That's not what you just said. Very good.
Hey, wait a minute.
You twisted that around.
Okay, Lisa.
You said it was all about you, judging yourself.
I got to defend Dave here. He's not feeling well, and he's on very strong cough drops. So,
the cough drops in the Jack Daniels variety. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's later.
Well, I'm with you, man. You
go.
could probably hear I've got a voice change thing working here. I haven't just now reached puberty, but
nobody wants to know that.
Well, yesterday,
what the hell?
What?
I haven't reached puberty. Who gives a damn about that?
I said I haven't. I mean, I've already done that. I've already been through.
God,
no, it's I don't know. You got the same thing I got.
That's right.
Yeah, man, that stuff's miserable.
You want.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do.
Take a couple.
I
got them sitting there. I've had.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
No, thanks.
That is not.
Take those back. You're going to need
That's
them.
not FDA approved. You know,
we are not passing pills on this show, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, we are kind of. So
they are lozenges.
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 No, they're not. They're cough drops. That's what it says. They're cough drops.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Menthol. It says here menthol cough suppressant. No, that's menthol, not menthol.
Okay,
in your case, you got the menthol one.
How come I have to?
How about the menthol one?
How come I have to bring you back to the show here, Dave?
I thought this was part of the show.
You didn't even say anything about me sporting my Sam Spade look today.
Sam Spade?
Yeah. Cool.
I just
nice trench coat.
Figured you were trying to be. You want me to put my jacket on now and compare them? You want to make this a competition?
I need a fedora. That's the only thing I'm missing to create the ensemble here. Complete the ensemble. Did I say create? Complete the ensemble. Sorry.
Complete. Mm-hmm. That means you can't put anything else on. We're done. We can't do that anymore. I will put that coat on there, and I will show you a better look. But it's not. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, let's save that. Let's save that for the next show.
I mean, we've had lots of things happening. You got Trump. Yep. They're starting to indict a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
all of them innocent.
Government
until proven guilty. What? What's all this dead air
I'm going to go
about?
back and start over. This man is an engineer. He's supposed to be smart. He's also a chicken farmer, and he is running for state. He's a state representative running for Senate against my next guest, who's also a rep running for Senate. I call them the Bruise Brothers because they're friends. And they actually ran this show on July 4th. Well, I was listening.
Independence Day.
I know.
Yeah.
I was out there fighting with some.
You were at Bunker Hill? I mean,
I was fighting with. I was on the golf course.
Oh, you knew
I just said that.
guys
I said
at
golf
Bunker
course.
Hill, so.
Yeah, no. And
went to high school with them, didn't you?
No. No, I went to high school in Evanston, Illinois.
Okay.
I keep on downgrading. Then I go to Denver. Then I go to St. Louis. Then I'm here. Oh. And you know what? This is the best spot I've ever been in.
Thank you for that. That was. I know that was bothering me for a long time. It's circuitous. Is that a word?
Circuitous.
Close enough. Route through the Midwest. Yeah. Sounds like us. You were running from the law or something.
It does.
No.
Some of my relatives back home said when my father moved down that he did it because he told on Vinny. Really?
Oh.
He was in the south side of Chicago with liquor stores, and he had connections.
So now that's telling on Ivan, because I heard the other day that
who's Ivan?
That the Russian mafia has taken over the trucking industry in Chicago. That's what happens when you get rid of a good Italian like Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, he wasn't an Italian, was he?
I have no idea what he was. Jesus. But don't you remember? They're still looking for Jimmy. He's either in Bermuda or somewhere in the Caribbean.
Have you been listening to what's going on?
Or he's buried in Soldier Field. He walked all over my joke.
Yeah, it was.
Was there a joke?
Yeah.
He did.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Give him some applause. He's getting depressed. All right, that's enough. He doesn't deserve that much.
All right. So
Anyways.
what did you want to talk about anyway? I've got a few things if you don't.
I got it. But I want to talk about the basketball thing, where all these guys are. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
You talk about the mafia.
Yeah.
You wonder where they went. They're right in this. All the mafia guys you thought that went away, they're all in this.
Well, so it started to look like, as most of us suspected anyway, that professional sports is just professional wrestling, right? It's all kabuki theater, and
That pisses me off.
yeah. Well, I mean, there was a game.
I love to watch games. That's what I do.
But this is sports betting.
I know.
That's what's driving this. Whenever you've got this much money available out there, then there's an incentive. You remember the Black Sox back in the 20s,
Yeah,
right?
I do, exactly.
Okay, so it was going on back
Comiskey
then.
Park.
Yeah, it was going on back then, and so now it's on steroids because now you can bet on everything. You can bet whether or not they are going to complete the quarterback's going to complete the next pass and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's an incentive, right?
Yeah.
And a bunch of people say, well, he's a 98% thrower, and so I'm going to bet $1,000 or whatever. Well, you can instantly see that now through computerization.
Yeah.
See how much it is on one side of it or the other, and a simple little drop pass turns into millions of dollars almost instantaneously.
Oh, sure. And you can look. I found they have these tables that you can see through with certain glasses on and or wristwatches. You can see the cards the other guys have.
Yeah. And see, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah. Then there's a real criminal side where they know that, and then you lose like $1.4 million, or even if you win $1.4 million, like Pritzker did, you either have to keep it and it's a bribe, or you have to pay him back if you lost, or you could be dead.
Yeah. So what do we keep doing? We keep, passing stuff like what we did with the sports betting thing. The reality is that amendment, most folks don't know this because they didn't bother reading the
This is
amendment. in Missouri.
In Missouri, right.
Yeah. And so they didn't bother reading it. But basically what it is the way it's set up, the sports betting company doesn't have to pay a dime to the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
It is such a rip-off.
What if you own stock and you sell your stock? No capital gains on those?
Yeah, no. Well, we lowered the capital gains, right?
What?
But yes, no, actually we did. We totally got rid of capital gains. We still got capital gains at the federal level that needs to go away. That all that is a penalty for doing good.
Yeah.
So we penalize people for saving money, basically.
Well,
right?
isn't that the whole idea behind the
making good investments,
taxes? We didn't have the IRS in 1913.
Oh, yeah. Well, is that the 14th Amendment? No,
I don't recall, but
it's one of them. It's one of the teens in the amendments. But yeah, so as it turns out, I've got a HJR that I'm going to be filing again this year that encourages the states to have a constitutional convention so that we can just repeal that act. All the taxes are collected by the state, and then the state pays a percentage, what their pro rata share is to the budget for that year. And I added the little wrinkle that if the federal government doesn't pass a budget, then the state is not obligated to pay their pro rata share. Yeah. Now, you talk about making U.S. Congress toe the line.
Yeah.
All of the corruption would disappear practically overnight with that. And then that puts the power back into the people's hands. And so, we are a lot more responsive in the state legislature to our constituents than those folks in the federal government. No offense to any of them, but the reality is they're dealing with a system that's been in place now. Well, since de Tocqueville back in 1837, when he said, America will survive as a democratic republic until our politicians figure out how to buy your vote with your money.
Yeah.
And I think we're there.
We are
there.
We're there.
We are way there.
Oh, yeah. So Are the Dems being a problem to you here in Missouri?
Well, they certainly are. Because one of the things that we discovered was that, and I had some constituent concerns, and we went back and checked. The money for food stamps, or what we call the SNAP program, will end at the end of the month, and for the Dems not to just vote on a clean CR, which they have done 19 times or something, and insisted that the Republicans vote on a clean CR, and now they won't do it. Just means only one thing: they do not care about those constituents who depend on that, right? So there's some changes coming that that they don't like in that SNAP program. So it turns out, and I'm just now finding this out with the big beautiful bill, but now it's going to require some accountability on the part of the states. So what was happening was right here in Missouri, we had a 12% error rate in food stamp signups. And, and it can go on either side. Either the person didn't get enough or they got too much. Yeah. Well, the error rate on the got too much side was 12%. And that's, but you could think about it this way. There was no accountability, so there was no reason for our bureaucrats to even bother doing anything to reduce that error.
What about inflation?
Well, I mean, inflation's actually built into the SNAP program.
Okay.
Now, it probably doesn't do a very good job of keeping up with that, but the reality is that you can't waste 12% of a multi-billion-dollar program, and ever expect and then not even require any accountability. So I'm okay with this. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for us at the state level to try to figure out how we're going to build in that accountability. But the way the law is structured now with the big beautiful bill is it gives every opportunity to the state to correct that, because the idea behind the way the bill was structured was not just to have a penalty, but have modifying behavior associated with that, or the old carrot and stick. And so the best I can tell, the way it works right now is that if we do end up in that 6% category of error, then there's a penalty associated with that. You don't get 100% of your SNAP program paid for. There'll be some reduction in that. But they allow you to take that penalty and then associate that with correcting that error.
Next year.
Yeah, the next year.
All right.
Yeah. And so, basically.
So you're not having to dig into your pocket to fix it?
No, so there is one. You can just write them a check and say, we don't care if we're wasting the federal government's money or not, because it's not our money, so we don't care. But when it turns into the state's money, now all of a sudden you'll have, I think, we'll certainly have us in the legislature worried about that, because we are coming up on.
So are you saying that people that are getting this from federal government can have a lot of big overbuy from them, and they'll have to pay back or not from federal?
So if we get 100%, as long as we keep that error rate below 6%,
you get 100% from the federal government.
Yep, the state gets 100%. And if you don't meet that 6% threshold, then you'll get penalized.
Yeah.
And so you won't get 100%. That moves you down to, let's say, 90%. Okay. Well, then if you take corrective action and you pull it back below 6%, you go back to 100%. So there was a lot of percents in there, and I apologize. But the truth of it is that we're not throwing grandma off the cliff. We're putting the onerous where it belongs on the state agencies who are supposed to be the gatekeeper on this. And let's keep in mind that in our particular case, that's 12% error on the positive side that could have went to some needy family.
Right.
So there's good reason to do it. It might be a little bit extra work on our part, but hey, if it's a 100% program, we should at least be as good stewards of the taxpayers' money and make sure that it's being spent properly.
So let's talk a little bit about the some of these senators and some of these governors like Pritzker, who are telling Trump, you better stay out or you're going to have to take me out in handcuffs. And here's a guy now that goes on with Britt, what's his name?
Hume?
Huh?
Brett Hume?
No.
The old Fox News guy?
No, the young guy.
Oh, Brer.
Yeah. And does an interview with the guy.
Yeah.
And admits that, we need help, but we need honest help. And he says, and they've got things set up as a state that doesn't want the ICE there. They got it set up that they can go and do things to ICE people. They have a whole thing on it that he signed off on, that they have to take their masks off and they have to do this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was lying about it. And Britt did a pretty good job.
So I'm actually okay with the mask thing as long as Antifa doesn't get to wear a mask either. So
I'm not. I don't think that's a good idea. These guys are putting their
which part? The Antifa part? I
no,
didn't realize you were a member.
I'm not. I got out quick. But these guys,
you were aged out of the group. Is that what it was?
Well, they took my mask off and they found out I was a white guy. Actually,
well, most Antifa guys are. They're little rich, spoiled brats from the suburbs.
Not all. There's plenty of black guys in that group. I guess
I don't know how you would know.
Black lives. I do because I know people who know people in there. Who
he's finally admitting it, Lisa.
Ryan Zink. Ryan Zink had pictures in his phone from when he was arrested.
Right.
That had him bringing in one of the Antifa guys who was a black guy. And he got actually prosecuted. Okay.
Well, I don't know how some of this stuff is an obstruction of justice. Whenever you put a notice out there, to attack ICE agents and come to this area and prevent them from doing their job. I mean, if I did that to a state trooper out here, I'd go to jail so quick it'd make your head swim.
Yeah.
And so why isn't that obstruction of justice, and why aren't we prosecuting those politicians?
Well, I think we're getting ready to.
Well, we should.
I think we're getting ready to, and I think Bondi sent out little get to know you better letters to some of these people like Pritzker,
right?
Like the Boston mayor, and said please keep all of your communications files and phone calls associated with this situation,
right?
And keep them so that we may do something about them.
Well,
in other words, they've been put on, a warning list.
What, she doesn't have access to the NSA computers? Is that?
I don't know. Any conversations
these
you may
big
have,
repositories of every text message we've ever sent or whatever.
Any things that they can have, they're now on warning. Okay,
yeah,
and they're starting to indict a lot of people.
Well, they created that NSA spy thing, right?
Yeah,
spy on American people. That's a 100% Democrat program. So it'd be nice to see that tables turned on them on that particular issue.
Oh, I think so, and I think. How do you think Trump is doing so far?
So I have. I'm going to give him a flat A. There's some things that obviously I would prefer differently, but he's definitely still in the A category. The one kind of squishy thing, and I'm not an attorney, you can ask the attorney coming on behind me, is the drug interdiction in the Caribbean outside of territorial waters.
Drug interdiction, you mean him blowing up all those boats? Okay. Yeah. What's your problem with that?
The due process aspect of it. Now, in times of war, there is no due process on enemy combatants, right? And so declaring them enemy combatants, that they're a terrorist organization, so it does open the door for that. And so now I don't have a single problem with the program, right? I mean, it is like it is a situation where we absolutely know that as Trump pointed out.
Yeah.
So how many people do you know have a submarine? right, to go tooling around the Caribbean in. Right? We already know what these submarines are, and they've been fair warned.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And
right.
so they take advantage of the holes in our net, right? And they were holes that we created, right? From Obama and the Biden administration, right. These holes in both our radar net and our interdiction net. There was intentionally diverting or holding our interdiction resources in certain parts of the Caribbean where there's low traffic, and avoiding those areas with high traffic. That has been a constant complaint of folks in the DEA for a long time.
Yeah.
Is that, well, wait a minute, how come we're not going to the spot where they're coming in at, right? And how come we aren't putting the helicopters and all of that to look for those kind of things? Well, now we are. Right?
We are doing that, right? And I think they're going to, I think at one point or another, they're going to declare a war. But right now, as Pete Hexas says, every time one of these boats comes in, we're risking the lives of 250,000 or whatever the number is, 30,000 Americans, because they're carrying fentanyl and they're carrying the white stuff. What is that? Honey, I'm talking.
Yeah. Well, the cocaine maybe.
Cocaine.
Yeah. Well, so I think it's all white. I don't know. I'm not. I don't.
Well, it's all. Especially the fentanyl is very, very disturbing, and it really does kill a lot of people, especially young people.
Well, right, and then there's the unintentional contact and not somebody trying to satisfy an addiction. But we had a deputy sheriff right here on I-44 who had to be Narcan twice before they got him back to the hospital.
Yeah.
And all he did was stick a sample spoon into a bag, had gloves on, stuck the sample spoon in there, and that was able to aspirate enough of it that he unintentionally breathed it in. And they had to Narcan him twice. Now, think about the micro nanometer, grams of whatever it was he ingested, and did that to him. And so there was a story here. I can't remember what state. I think it was California, where an 18-month-old baby was playing on some playground equipment and had incidental contact with somebody who had been taking fentanyl, who had also touched that, and it ended up dying because of it. Yeah. That's how tiny amounts of this stuff.
Exactly.
So you got a bag that's the size of your average sandwich bag of this stuff. You can kill a lot of people.
Let the Democrats have Trump arrested, all right? And all it shows is their connection to the cartels. Do you believe that the Democrats have connections with the cartels?
So it's without a doubt. Yeah. And I seen it with my own eyes down on the border. I went down on the border. Yeah. I don't remember if I told you that story or not.
I don't think so.
But there was an NGO that was working. It was they were getting paid by our federal government $1,500 for every illegal alien that they processed, right? And when I say processed, I mean, get them into a place that looked like a bus station for all intents and purposes, and then just asking them where they wanted to go. And then if they didn't know where to go, then they would direct them to Chicago or New York or wherever. And then right across the street was an actual bus station where they'd hand them a ticket and send them on their way. Well, they were getting paid $1,500, but the Border Patrol was telling me that every night, and we went and saw this, every night, he said, you can see these white vans that they have, these, 15 passenger vans. He says, you can hear them on the radio talking to the cartel members on the other side. And what they're doing is that they're telling the cartels where the concentrations or where the Border Patrol is at. And you would think, well, okay, so that means they're trying to.
So who is in the white cars again?
It's an NGO. Which is a non-governmental organization that got paid lots of money to do this.
And who are they with?
So I'd rather not say, because this organization is separate from the national organization by the same name. And so I don't want to disparage an organization.
Does the Democratic Party, let me reform the question. Does the Democratic Party have anything to do with this?
Oh, 100%. The president of the United States had something to do with it.
Right.
And so what they would do is I'd say, oh, okay, so that means they'll just move the illegal aliens.
Was Obama involved in this?
Well, certainly, because I'm going to tell you that part of the story too.
Okay.
So I said, so that means they just move the people and cross them somewhere else? And he goes, no. they take the people and they concentrate them at these points where we're at. So we have to collapse resources on them because the president of the United States said, number one, protect life.
Yeah.
And so instead of telling the people like the governor of Texas did, you see the barrier?
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
Right. That's why we have a barrier. And so Texas state troopers, unless somebody's life was at risk, wouldn't pull them out of the water. But Biden told his, person in charge of the Border Patrol, no, you got to pull them out of the water, you know? And so what ended up happening,
pull them out of the water towards the United States. Yeah.
And so what would happen is all these Border Patrolmen would have to collapse by rule and by regulation on that spot. Well, then guess what happens? That leaves the sides open. And then that's how the drugs came in. And so they were just using these people as basically just stalking horses, right?
Yeah.
Well, so on a little further point on that, so there was this big, huge fence, right? This is in McAllen, Texas. And there was this one spot where there was an electric gate where the farmer who farmed the bottom field there between the river and the gate and the fence, he would use that. And, he had the special code and all that. But right next to that fence was a 150-foot wide open piece in the fence. So he comes up there and he's talking to us. And I said, so why didn't they just finish this piece of fence? And he goes, oh, it was finished. He said, the Biden administration took out this 150-foot stretch. And I said, why? Because they had the gate. And he goes, come here at 10 o'clock tonight and you'll find out why.
Yeah. And did you?
Yeah. Well, so no, we didn't because we had to leave town. Yeah. But he said it's just a steady stream of people coming through that 150-foot gap. And so I said, well, why don't they just put it back? And he goes, well, they tore it down. So if they're tore it down, they're not going to put it back up. And so it's obvious what the game plan was there. So those were the things that were going on. So no matter what you thought was going on down at the border, it was 10 times worse than even your worst nightmare.
It had to be.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised there's not more complaint from those who lived in that area or live in that area.
Yeah. So that extends to the problem we've got with driver's license now. We are familiar with the accident where the truck driver made a U-turn on a busy interstate and ended up killing 3 people. And I mean, you think, okay, well, I don't have to worry about that here. But the reality is those folks drive right past our houses every day on I-44. In fact, this morning coming over here, I got behind 2 different times, 2 trucks who were driving in the left-hand lane.
Yeah.
And no attempt to pass anything.
Yeah.
And the one truck driver, he was fishtailing so bad, he was swinging his trailer over onto the other lane. And it wasn't even a double bottom. You know what I mean by double bottom? It's when they're
So are we
trailers.
looking at an illegal alien driving this truck?
Well, of course I don't know, but what I'm saying is a poorly trained driver for sure.
Yeah.
And while we do have the issues with on I-44 of our climbing lanes in our area, like at the Arlington Hill, not having an acceleration lane in order to allow trucks to get up to speed before they merge over. That is a huge problem that MoDOT has always been aware of and always had the option to correcting and never has. But if we just did those simple kind of things, it would help because then the trucks would actually use those climbing lanes. But the reality is that if you don't even speak English, you don't even know to do that.
Yeah, or even if you've come over and you've flunked all the tests.
Right.
Like this one guy did.
No name
an
given.
Indian.
Mr.
Yeah.
No name.
Yeah. And I guess he went against the traffic and forgot where the brakes were or something and ran over like 3 or 4 cars, killed 3 or 4 people. And didn't understand what was happening.
But can you imagine a bureaucrat issuing a driver's license with the name, no name given?
I saw photos of that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Of course I can.
So yes,
crooked.
well, we all know what happens when you get a driver's license, right? You get a driver's license, now you have access to the world. You can vote, right?
Yeah.
Because most states, including ours, we don't differentiate on that driver's license whether you're a citizen. And so when they say, "Oh, illegal aliens can't vote," yeah, there is or even non-naturalized aliens can't vote. Yeah, well, that's true. We have a law,
right?
But we also have a law against speeding. right?
Yeah.
And we actually enforce the law against speeding a whole lot better than we do the one concerning illegal aliens voting, because all you need is a current address and a valid driver's license or other picture ID, even here in Missouri. And that driver's license does not say citizen, non-citizen. And so we have attempted in the House of Representatives and got it passed at least once to require that there be an identification on there if you are not a citizen of the United States. And somehow that never makes it through our Senate.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? So we got comments. Okay. Joseph Dalton. Don has been helping us with our plan to add a baby box to Rolla.
Oh, I love this.
We are partnering with the fire department to add one. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what it is, Representative Murphy passed this this bill a couple of years ago, which allows for the installation of a baby box. We've all seen the movies and heard the stories about the babies who are left on the doorstep of the fire department or whatever. Okay, so this is a safe way to do that. So basically, a young lady who for whatever reason can't take care of her child, she has the option of taking the baby to the quote unquote baby box, and then when she finally shuts the door, right, and locks it, then an alarm goes off internally, and wherever it's at has to be manned 24 hours a day, and the people have to be trained in infant care and health support. Then that person responds to that, so it keeps it anonymous, so that so what we don't want to happen is what happened with the cheerleader in Tennessee, where she we don't know all the details on that, but she had a baby that was born, and obviously she was having issues with probably some mental health issues too. Well, obviously some mental health issues, and so the baby ended up dying. And so at least we provide this option to them, and it's unbelievably.
Is this are they for adoption?
Yes. Well, then of course they go into the foster care system at that point, and they're available then for adoption. But and like I said,
who are you? I know you.
So I came in late and you bumped me with Don.
Yeah. No, so see, that's it. That it's okay for me to run long when Bill's
he was late too. Otherwise, I was going to really hammer you.
I was only 7 minutes late.
Okay, somebody's got to give up their place. Not you. Huh? Come on, sir.
Well,
please.
Okay, so you're booting me out.
Huh?
So you boot me out. Okay, I get it.
I'm not booting you anywhere.
I can take a hint.
I'm not booting you anywhere. Except for my 10:30 has my daughter coming on, Sarah, and she's got a guy with her from her company.
Now, I'll give up my spot to the extremely young gentleman who is also running.
What are you trying to say? Too young? He doesn't seem too young.
Hey, I will not let his age and inexperience be an issue.
You are not Ronald Reagan. Get over yourself, for God's sakes. I got to put up with you and then put up with him. No, you're all.
You know how long I've been waiting to use that joke?
Yeah, since 1982.
No, at 4.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, Bill, come on.
Well, let's.
Wait. I have to give out my gifts.
Okay.
All right. So here's the one. Can you put that on the screen there, JP? Okay. So you know what this pen is?
No.
Super 8.
Super 8.
Yeah. No.
Is that where you staying tonight? Super 8.
You of all people don't know what that pen means? 8 in 1. 1 in 8. 1 in 8 Americans have worked for the McDonald's Corporation at some point in their life.
Oh well, there go my credentials.
Yeah.
My gosh.
So I picked that up in Boston for you, and
thank you.
So that's for you.
Very nice.
And
thank you.
Which leads me to the one thing that I really did want to talk about.
Yes.
The constitutional amendment that is going to be on the ballot next fall, and folks need to pay attention to this one. It is essentially that Proposition A that passed with the minimum wage and the mandatory time off. Okay, so it's coming back as a constitutional amendment. And so what ends up happening is, you well know, our entry-level jobs that, we depend on to give, kids in high school and college kids some work experience, it'll go away. We're already in my area where we have the seasonal employment with all the tourist stuff at Lake of the Ozarks. A lot of my constituents were hand-wringing seriously prior to us passing the law to fix at least that part of it.
What is fixing it?
So we took out the part that required the mandatory time off. Because what was going to happen was, you hire somebody for a 3-month period, and then the day after they show up for their first day, they say, okay, well, I'm taking off for sick leave, or I'm taking off for my vacation, and not a thing you can do about it. Okay, so it's going to come back as a constitutional amendment, folks, and we need to make sure that we get out there and vote on this issue and vote against that constitutional amendment. I know there's going to be a lot of things on the ballot, but the reality is maybe you're iffy on some of the other ones. I don't know how you could be, but that one there, it is going to be, talk about hurting our economy. It really will.
Thank you. Let's hear it for that guy running for Senate, along with the guy that's coming on, Don Mayhew. All right.
Thank you for the gift.
Bill,
Yes, he brought us eggs today.
Did we do commercials? Are we all? We did too. Okay, good. Okay, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Yes. Thank you for the gifts. We appreciate that.
The new chickens finally came online. So
they came online? Oh my God. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest. I'm sorry about the delay, but you guys can't seem to get here on time. He's an Iraq platoon leader, National Guard professor, philosopher, fast talker. He has more guts than a great white shark. Representative running for Senate. Please welcome Bill Hardwick. Did I miss something there?
No, I think it was pretty comprehensive.
Good. Are you mad at me now?
No, why would I be mad at you?
Because Don was in here.
What?
And Don was late, and he was taking your time, but you were late. What is going on?
I don't know. We always have a lot of stuff to do. Don's probably going to his next thing.
Okay.
I've got a thing right after this. So
okay, well, don't worry, because my daughter's going to be here 5 minutes early, so you got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah. How do Christians deal with the takeover of our country?
How do you do? Just as there's a scripture in the Bible that says the kingdom of heaven is violence, and the violence take it by force. And I think what that means is, so like if there's a room that's dark, and you turn the light on, the light and the dark, they don't negotiate. Like the light just pushes it out.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're a Christian, that's the best thing you should do is just shine light, right? And that'll catch on, and it'll just drive out darkness around you. So, from the Christian perspective, I'd say that's what you do. From the conservative Republican governmental perspective, what I do is I make sure that there aren't government rules and punishments for people expressing their faith or living their faith or impositions on their freedom, that there's liberty in this country. And I think that's what allows light to flourish. Light has a problem when it's covered up.
Right.
And that's what totalitarian governments have always done. So if you're a Christian out there, I think the best thing that we could do for you is to, keep you safe and to keep you in freedom, and not endorse, like we saw the No King, we probably talked about No King stuff, not endorse that hateful stuff, and that you could have violence against you for your speech and be excluded from society from having Christian beliefs, or that there's punishments or there's tests on that. But just live in freedom. And if your value system is the truth, then it should flourish in freedom.
Now, we're now coming to an end of the Israeli war in the Middle East, which is populated with people who say the words from the river to the sea. What does that mean?
That phrase is what people use to say that Israel doesn't have a right to exist and to wipe out the Israeli people. That phrase is used.
No, not the Israeli people,
the Jews,
but the Jews.
Yeah.
So you've got a people that their religion basically is based on getting rid of the Jews and converting everybody to Islam, or you kill them, and it's fellow Muslims too. How does this work? Eventually,
I don't know if the conflict is over. That conflict has been going on for thousands of years in a lot of ways, and all the nations around Israel, sometimes being at bay, sometimes working with the United States, sometimes working with Israel, have gone through different periods of time of trying to eradicate the nation of Israel since it became a recognized nation in the modern era after World War II, 1948. So a lot of people have come. I've always disagreed with them, but a lot of people have said that they want a two-state solution. You had a guest on a few weeks ago who talked about two-state solution.
Yeah.
I've always been against the two-state solution. I think that Israel is a sovereign nation, like America is, like Canada is, like any country is, and they don't have to cede their territorial borders. To me, that's not a thing that we should ask Israel to do. I've always been against a two-state solution. A lot of the national security sites say that's the only way. I don't think that's fair to Israel. They're a country. They have a right to protect themselves. I think that what Donald Trump did negotiating with Gaza was good. Palestine was good, right? Palestine's a Roman word. There's no country of Palestine.
That's right. There's no country of Palestine. Find the country of Palestine.
Yeah.
There is no country named Palestine other than what the Romans did to insult the Jews.
I mean, the general history is
they're called Arabs, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you can't so how those countries came to be is interesting too. So the Roman Empire falls, and they were, a successor to many empires. The Ottoman Empire took over most of that region is.
Hey, at least you got to put your feet up with the Ottoman.
It's a Dick Van Dyke tripping over it.
Come on,
that's pretty good.
What is that? Where's the bum? Oh, come on, man.
The Ottoman Empire controlled that region.
I finally get one off, and there you go.
Until about World War I, and then the Ottoman Empire, as we knew it, was decimated by World War I.
Yeah,
and then the British Empire had that whole region as a protectorate, and they divided up provincially as protectorates. Well, World War II was essentially the final straw against the British Empire. So you had all these areas, right?
Right.
And the United States and Russia are the Soviet Union, the main dominant powers. So the United States does a recognition of Israel as a nation. And then, each of those countries kind of come. So Iraq, Iran, as we know it, Jordan, Syria, all of those nations became nations recognized by the international community about the same time Israel did. So my point is that if you say any of those countries have a right to exist, then Israel also has a right to exist. Yeah. But nobody's saying Syria should have a two-state solution. Nobody's saying Egypt should have a two-state solution, right? Somehow it's always against Israel that they need to redivide. Yeah. Nobody's saying Iraq has to have a two-state solution with the Kurds. The Kurds are, ethnically dominant in northern Iraq. Nobody said that Iraq should drive off Kurdistan and make that its own country.
You have about 1.5 billion with a B of Muslims, and you have the rest are also Muslims, but who don't have this creed that they follow from Muhammad, which is he got mad at the Jews because they wouldn't join up back in the 600s. Mm-hmm. All right, they wouldn't. He liked the Jews. He followed the Jews. He followed what they did with dietary stuff. And when the Jews said, no, we don't want to have you as our God, he got really mad. Okay? And then he started with the anti-Jewish stuff to kill all the Jews. Other than that, the Quran says that Israel is for the Jews. And so now this has been taken up as the quote unquote Palestinian cause. And God is there's only one God, and he used the one that said that this is the Jewish land. Said it to Moses, and he said to the Jews, "You will not worship anyone but me."
Yeah, and that's a good point too. Like if we go back before the Ottoman Empire, the 7th century AD is the rise of the Muslim Caliphate in the Middle East, basically, and that was taken by violence, right? So there were all these nations and they rode into town and said convert or die, and just took over all these countries. That's how those empires are what gave rise to the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
So Israel was conquered by violence, prior to this, right? Then
Sure.
that empire fell apart.
Right.
And the Western world said there's a nation of Israel here. So now what's happened is Palestinian refugees, Arab refugees came to Israel, and they said, you don't get to have a country. This should be our country. And we've had violence and assassinations and bombings and killings of civilians pretty much since that happened, off and on. And Israel has done the measures that they need to do. See, I'm talking about for the last 100 years to say, no, this is our country. You can't kill these people in this country. We just want to have a state here. Now it's been a war. There's been multiple wars, including this war, right?
Yeah.
And now I think people in America are more critical, just if you talk about the culture, more critical of cutting off aid to Gaza and stuff than they've ever been before. But I don't think that should give way to a two-state solution. I think any solution we have for peace has to start with the prerequisite condition that Israel's a sovereign nation. It has a right to exist. Yeah. Israel has a right to defend itself and to be as a country. Well, no, not everybody agrees with that. So if
they all know that, though. They all know it's an indigenous land given to God, and yet, a good portion of them still want the Jews dead. And this now is not a local issue. This is all over the world. They're saying this, and they're saying, kill Netanyahu, arrest him, and all this stuff. Well, they forgot about 9/7/23.
Yeah.
I mean, have they forgotten that equivalent to 41,000 Americans being killed on one day? And what are the Jews supposed to do? Lay over and die? Thank God he inserted himself into that war by saying you cannot tolerate this anymore. I mean, Bibi was a peace guy, and that's what he was doing. He was playing games with the Hamas over a 20-year deal from 2005 on, where they'd have the Hamas would bomb them and Israel would bomb them back, and then they'd have a ceasefire where they got all this money every time. And it got to be to where the money was so big that they decided that hostages were worth about $1.5 billion each. And so this is how you got that attack on 10/7/23.
It's interesting that you use the number like 9/11. I remember an interview with Netanyahu where he said Israel's had the equivalent of 50 9/11s perpetrated on Israel. And how would America feel if how would America act like if that was what were happening to them?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point. It's a very complex deal. And the biggest killer of Muslims are other Muslims who believe stringently in what Muhammad said you should do to the Jews. And the other ones are a little more cagey. They're very careful in their way. But I think what Trump has done is miraculous as well, because now he's getting all these people aligned with doing business, with doing building up your country, with American support. As long as you do it with a bunch of countries like he's done it, he's got them all signed on to this.
I think that's pretty clever.
Damn right, it's clever.
If you get economic investment into that region, or if you redevelop Gaza, then all those countries will have their economic interest tied with encouraging Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan to chill out, basically. And so,
not chill out, but cooperate. And he's even looking at Iran.
Cooperate. I guess this is my personal perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like those countries are doing what they need to survive, but I don't feel like in the heart of hearts, Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Jordan care much for Israel.
Yeah.
Right. I think they
want to
do deals with the United States. They have national security issues, terrorist issues, what country trades with them issues. But I don't think in their heart of hearts, if they could completely have their way, they would like to have Israel next door. So a smart way to get them to chill those impulses, in my opinion, is to tie their financial future to economic investment in the Gaza region. That's smart. I think it's a good move.
Yeah. So the Pope and Prince Charles, I guess, no, it's King Charles now. The Pope and King Charles, they meet for the first time since the 1500s.
Yeah.
All right. Talking about Europe quickly becoming part of Islam. Is that what they're talking about? Because it's happening.
Talk about history, since the Reformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, like how that came. So Martin Luther puts his 95 thesis, right? Which is basically like, we can go directly to God. That's his thesis, go around the Catholic Church. We don't need the Catholic Church.
Who says that?
Martin Luther.
Martin Luther. Okay.
And then it was Edward. I forget which Edward it was. He started his
King
own.
Edwards.
Yeah, but there's like several of them.
Yeah.
And so Edward started his own Church of England, which is part of Reformation. But his main tenet was he wanted to be able to have divorces. So like he broke away, but it created a Protestant divide, right? Between Protestant, meaning Protestant. Protesting what? Protesting the Catholic dominance of Europe. So the Protestant movement they were protesting, right? So they broke away from Rome, the Vatican. And so Edward wanted to divorce his wives and put them away without have permission from the church. So he started the Church of England, and that was one of their tenets, right? Is that the king could be like, yeah, I can grant you divorce. So they had that created rift between England, the Church of England, and the Holy Roman Catholic Church for whatever. And so it's interesting now that there's a common, maybe that's since that was 1,500 years ago, 500 years ago.
Yeah. It's about time. Huh?
Yeah, 500 years ago, maybe we could talk again and figure out this common problem in Europe, which is the cultural removal.
I want to get to these messages while you're still here.
Well, do you have any other historical facts you want me to talk about?
I want Frederick first here. Frederick V. Gale, a fellow Chicagoan. Trump has an A grade. I would absolutely agree with that. Patricia Oden Maxwell. Yes, I remember when Megan Johnson mentioned at a city council meeting that a baby box would be a blessing to our community. Glad to see it moving. Okay. Andrea Shrum. We had a female driving a semi delivering mattresses here in Hannibal, Missouri. She missed her turnoff and was trying to turn around on a 2-lane letter route. People were trying to help her, but she didn't speak English and could not comprehend what they were saying. What a disaster. Okay, anyone else? That it? Okay. So, would you check and see if Sarah's out there?
Yeah, they're out there. I told them.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Other than Dave Weinbaum Show, where can people find and contribute?
Find me at billhardwick.com.
Okay. What did the brat say to the bacon?
Like a bratwurst?
Yeah.
I don't know, Dave. What did he say?
I want you in the worst way.
WURST.
So that joke was WORST. Am I right?
No, it's WU.
Thank you.
I can't believe it. The worst way? That was he liked it. That's all that counts. Where's there Eddie Murphy? Hello.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
I don't mean that literally. Thank you so much.
You leave? Okay, I'll leave.
I got a quick question.
Oh, you can stay. I got 2 people coming in though. You want to stay?
I'll get up when they come in. Sit down.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Would you go out and get them,
Hang
please?
on, I want to ask Bill a question. Does HB 78 come up this session? The one on the chemtrails?
It won't be 78 next session. It'll be a different number.
It'll be a different
but
number.
we will file a chemtrail bill like Tennessee had.
Yeah.
And like a no cloud seeding, no geoengineering bill.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the Freedom Caucus, like quit poisoning our air kind of thing, platforms. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. That's what
Yeah,
I wanted to
for sure.
check on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate you, and you're a good guy. I
Thanks
don't
for your
care.
time.
I don't care what Don said.
Well, I appreciate it. It's nice to have
Yeah.
somebody who,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Honey, would you go get them, please? Jeez. I'm begging people here. I got to do all the work. Okay.
A lot goes into a show. All right.
No, a lot goes into the show, especially when you're sick.
Are sick right now?
Oh my God, huh?
You're sick right now?
Yeah. I could barely talk for a while, which is not good on a talk show, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, you got to ease into it.
Oh yeah. But we got a good guest coming up, and you're gonna walk and see her. There's 2 of them coming in, I think, representing First Command. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I know First Command.
Okay.
They're good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, she
Yeah.
now works with them, amongst other things, as you know what she does, because she talks to you.
Yeah, she's in business, so
She's
hope
a
she does well.
businesswoman.
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
she is. And I think she's very good at it. And we'll see where this goes.
Well, the business of America is business. Somebody
That's
said
right.
that. So,
all right.
I'm really leaving for real this time.
Okay.
I'll come back next time.
Yes, and you contact me when you want to be on because you're busy. I know you are.
I'll contact you, and I look
All
forward to
right.
coming back on.
All right. All right.
Have a great weekend.
Come on in, guys. Sorry we're late. This is your fellow combat guy there. Yeah. Michael? Yeah. Well, we'll get you all introduced. Where? Sarah, you want to sit here and? It doesn't matter. Do you want to stay? Do you want to stay? Okay.
I didn't realize that chair was occupied. Here, Michael. You can over there.
Yeah.
I can stand. I need you. Well, we got plenty of chairs. I just had an iPad on there and I didn't realize that.
Okay. Now we got you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an honor for me. We have Michael, who is a military man, and he's with First Command and has been for a while. Sarah, my daughter, is with them. And what is your title there? Are you a fiduciary and what else? Financial advisor with First Command. And she's brought her comrade here, Michael, here. And tell us about your experience, Michael, as a military man.
Sure. Thanks for having us.
Sure,
of all.
my pleasure.
Appreciate that. I am retired Air Force, 31 years. So been to 5 different continents, deployed on all of them, and had the pleasure of commanding at different levels, and ended my career by teaching at the Air Force Academy. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Was it like Top Gun or?
The Air Force version of Top Gun is what we call fighter weapons school.
Okay.
So that's the equivalent of Top Gun, and we do a red flag exercise every year.
So I'm thinking of the Navy.
So, yeah, Top
right?
Gun is a Navy
Okay.
program. The Air Force has an equivalent program. Yes.
I mean, when are you going to put out your own movie? To
Well, we
compete
tried
with
that back
Cruise.
in the '80s. It didn't go over too well.
Okay. Okay. So where did you figure out that you wanted to be in this business?
So while I was in the military, I got involved with First Command. They became my financial advisor. So I've been a client with First Command for over 25 years now.
Okay.
And when I left the military service, I wanted to continue serving military members. And that's the focus of First Command. We specialize in helping military members establish their financial freedom through sound investment strategies and comprehensive financial planning. So I just had a passion for helping military members, and I wanted to translate that to their finances.
And what are your limits on who can do business with First Command?
Great question. We do focus on the military primarily. We do have a stipulation that we don't work with the junior enlisted. So just the first beginning ranks up through what's called E4. So that varies by service. That's the pay grade. And the reason we don't typically work with them is because they're typically not at a position in their finances where they can afford a lot of discretionary funds to put toward investing yet. So we intentionally do not service those clients until they're ready to get going. We don't want to put them in a bind financially. So other than that, we do also work with civilians. There is actually a household income limit to be eligible, but it's fairly low by industry standards. It's $75,000 per household, which is really pretty obtainable.
So how do you qualify people that want to do business with you? They have to have some connection to the military, right?
They do not have to.
Oh,
so we
okay.
can work with pure civilians, but it's just our target market, our mission set is
right.
aimed toward the military primarily. But I can work with pure civilians as well.
And you are situated, at least that office, in St. Robert, Fort Leonard Wood,
Correct. First Command is a international company, really. We have clients, of course, all over the world stationed with the military in our foreign bases. But we do have over 160 offices in the United States. Our primary office in this district is St. Robert, outside of Fort Leonard Wood. But we also have offices in Springfield and in Knobnoster, outside of Whiteman Air Force Base.
Knobnoster, that's where my father served. His brother was killed in France in World War II when he was 2 weeks before the war ended. He got caught. He got caught in a. They were looking for something, and it was in a Jeep, and they got lost. And SS picked them up and killed my uncle, and then let the Christian go, Jewish, and Christian came back to tell the story, and he's buried overseas in Denmark somewhere. Yeah. So anyhow, what? What?
Just some ideas.
Oh, I see. Oh.
I'm assuming that's what they're for.
So I've actually covered some of this, haven't I?
Sure did.
Hey.
How about that? And I wasn't even looking. So, well, let me talk to Sarah a little bit. What should I be looking for in an advisor? What do people? What are you looking for? What they want?
Well, actually,
if you're going to help them.
That was Michael's idea question. So
Okay, well, congratulations. Now everybody's happy.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, your question is, what should you be looking for in a financial advisor?
Yeah.
So the main thing, of course, you want to look for in a financial advisor is competence. So not all financial advisors are highly trained, and you do have to achieve a certain level of licensing to get into the industry.
Right.
So there are some standards for it, but experience is a key factor. So you want to have somebody that specializes in the area that you need focus on. So if your focus is in the bond markets, well, you need somebody that does that for a living.
Yeah.
But the key word, and you've already used it earlier, is fiduciary.
Yeah.
So you want your financial advisor to be a fiduciary. So that's a legal and a moral standard that holds that person to doing what is in your best interest. So it's very similar to the medical fields. They have the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the patient. Okay. The patient should leave in better shape when they showed up. So the fiduciary standard is that equivalent for the financial industry. All of our advisors at First Command are required to be fiduciaries. That is not a requirement across the industry.
That's not a requirement. Let's say with Schwab or
correct.
The other ones.
A lot of the big names don't have that as a standard to be an advisor. Many of
so
them
that's
are
a high
fiduciaries.
standard, is what
Correct.
you're saying.
Many of them are fiduciaries, but it's not a requirement. It is a requirement for First Command.
So how is financial planning different from investment planning? That's a good question too.
Yeah. So financial planning is much more than just your investments. So you want to look at every aspect of your finances to include things like tax efficient distribution strategies in your retirement years. You want to look at survivorship. If anything should happen to you, how is your family going to be taken care of? Legacy planning, estate planning, those kind of things need to be detailed well in advance and coordinated with all the pieces so they work together in the most efficient manner.
Can you do this?
Absolutely.
You can set up estates?
We don't set up a trust. You have to be a lawyer to do
Yeah,
that.
right.
So we don't do the documents, but we do advise people how they should be doing the trust and what
Okay.
kind of things belong in a trust versus staying out of the trust to avoid legal problems with the trust.
Right.
So there are certain financial products that can go into a trust that probably shouldn't. So you have to be careful about that. So especially if it ends up being a legacy to next generation, you don't want it tied up in the trust.
So you love those lawyers, don't you?
They have their place. So
wish
they are
they'd
helpful.
stay there. My
They do
God.
have their place, and they are helpful in their arena. Yes.
Yeah, that's isn't it interesting that most of the people that ran this country were lawyers?
Many of them were. Yes. Yeah. A couple of historians in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A couple of good ones, especially from not being a lawyer. Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. So
Correct.
what are you going to do? Okay, so
I don't think, did we cover the origin story?
No.
Okay, let's do the origin. I thought I asked about that, but I asked how you started with them.
That's how I started with the company. But
I didn't realize that it existed before you came on.
I wish I was the CEO
is that
of the
an
company
old?
and started it, but
there you go.
that's not the case. Yeah.
Okay, so this goes back much further.
Oh yeah, First Command has been around for a very long time.
How long?
It was established in 1958.
Okay.
It started. It was the dream of a guy named Carroll Payne. He was in the military in World War II. He was a pilot, flew bomber missions over Europe. And while he was serving in Europe, he witnessed the loss of over half of his squadron. So most of his personnel experienced loss firsthand. And what he discovered, he was also the mortuary affairs officer for the unit.
Oh.
So it was his job to inform the families that they had just lost their father, their husband, their brother. The main breadwinner of the family has passed. So what he discovered is there was no framework at the time to take care of families if that person passed away. So the government programs that are in place today didn't exist in the form that they are. So he vowed that military families should not end up in breadlines, and widows shouldn't have to be putting their children to work to support their family. So he started First Command. It wasn't called First Command in 1958, but what eventually became First Command in 1958 to service military members.
How long did he stay with it?
How long did he stay with it?
Yeah.
The rest of his life. And his son is still involved with the company.
Okay.
Still going strong.
So it's a company with family background.
Absolutely.
With the state of mind that we are going to help our soldiers that were killed, especially the younger ones, who would be the bread makers for the when they the bodies were buried. They were the money makers, and I'm surprised actually that at that point that we had nothing for them. The families.
I won't say it was nothing. So, the beginnings of
federal
the Social
government
Security program were in place at that time.
Yeah.
But most of them were left pretty destitute.
Wow.
Because if you're killed in action at the age of 25, how much Social Security have you really earned at that point? So there wasn't a lot available for the soldiers and the airmen.
So you had to do a lot of work in D.C. to get a lot of stuff.
There has been a lot of work done in D.C. and we do. There are some lobbyists that work on those fields. Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so Sarah, what is your impression of being a fiduciary and a salesperson, and also, my daughter?
Well, being your daughter's my favorite, of course.
Of course, she's really good at this.
Yes.
Okay, I'll buy some.
And I love all the stuff that I'm learning, and Michael's taught me a lot already, and everyone at the office is great. And
Okay.
Just learning every day.
How long have you been there now, Sarah? I forget when you started.
June.
Okay.
Mhm.
June,
Yep. Few months on your belt.
and you're doing very well,
It's insane
from what I
how-
understand, right?
Yeah, it's insane how just a few months can make such a difference.
Yeah.
It's flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're real busy and still are. So
Always.
all right, great.
Mhm.
Love your fingernails too. Are those allowed?
So I actually only have one hand done. It's for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
My Slytherin nails
Yeah.
from Harry Potter. But I didn't have time to do this one.
Okay.
It's still my old nails.
It's okay. And you have two daughters.
I do.
Yes, and what are their names?
Lexi and Violet.
Yeah, they're teenagers.
One is 15 and then Violet's 8.
Oh, she 8? I thought she was 10.
No,
I'm terrible.
She would like you to think that, though.
I think she's told me that several times.
She probably has. Trying to trick you, because then I kept telling her when she was 10 she could take her scooter out by herself.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Well, you tell her now I know the truth.
Yeah, I didn't forget when I gave birth to her, but she doesn't know that.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me? JP, you got any questions? You got any more questions? Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming in, and I think people, where can they contact you to talk to you about their stuff? I know, we go down to St. Robert and Waynesville and all up the corridor, and we're heard everywhere in the world, basically. Okay. So,
yeah, you can reach out to First Command many ways. Firstcommand.com is the webpage, and you can reach out to an advisor through that. We do have our own YouTube channel. You can see that. We have, you can see us on Facebook. Most advisors have their own Facebook page, or you can just look us up on the webpage and call the number direct to the office, and we'll get you in touch with an advisor that's best suited for your needs.
Well, here's a problem I'd like you to start on. All right now. My stolen blankets were never found. I think it was a cover-up. Okay, we won't do that.
Oh, no.
Another one?
All right. Well, thank you for being on the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. We'll do this again sometime.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks. I knew you were a tall guy. You could reach down to me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks
Bye,
for having
honey.
us on.
Okay. All right. We got 15 minutes left. No, we got 10 minutes left. Time flies. All right. We still got plenty of stuff to talk about. If you want to call the show, 573-578-2700, or
you can also reach us on Facebook, X, YouTube, and on Rumble.
Do we have any more comments?
Looking here, I don't see any.
Okay. Well, come on over. I'm attached. I could wreck the whole. Love you, baby. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. I hardly got any jokes in today. Oh, have we played any of the the Charlie things that we didn't play? I think it was.
Well, let's see. We played Immortal. I know that, and then we got a couple more here to talk about. First one here is Charlie Kirk talking about some comments he made before the 2024 election. So this would have been just about a year ago.
Okay.
And then after that, we got Tucker Carlson as well, and I'm guessing that's a spam call. I guess.
What is it?
It's just about Dearborn, so I don't know if that's.
I don't know.
Is that where Bridget is? Michigan?
Call it.
No, I don't know.
Oh, answer it. What the hell? Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Boy, you don't need to holler in my ear, Mike.
Oy vey. It's a woman from Maine.
It's Bridget.
Bridget, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. How are you? I got you on. He was going to hang up on you because we couldn't tell.
Yeah, you pissed me off too
I pissed you off by what? And what did I do now?
by not answering.
Well, I got him to answer it. He wasn't going to answer it. I said, answer it anyways. What the he said Dearborn, and I thought, who in Detroit knows me? Isn't Dearborn in Detroit area? Anyways, so what can I do for you? Speak up.
Well, you know about this.
I know about the what?
About this liberal up here in Maine who's running for Senate, I think. I forgot his name.
Turn the volume up on that thing.
It's up.
I said the guy who's running for Senate, the liberal.
Well, there's a lot of liberals running for Senate. Which one are you talking about?
Who got the Nazi tattoo on his chest?
Oh yeah. I do know about him. And he's walking around he covered up the Nazi swastika.
Yeah.
On his bare boob. What about him?
Well,
are you voting for him?
hell no. Are you crazy? You are must be your mind.
You're sure now? He's got a pretty strong looking chest.
I don't give a damn what he has.
Okay.
He can have gold on his big chest, and I wouldn't give a rat's ass.
Do you know who was just here?
Who?
Sarah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was just here. Just walked out the door. She's here with her new boss. And
Oh, yeah, I listened. Yeah, that was Sarah?
yeah, that was Sarah.
It didn't sound like her.
Well, she didn't do a lot of talking. This is her first time to go on media and stuff like that. So, and it's gotta be careful in the insurance business and or investment business. You got to watch what you say. As I told my wife, who scared the hell out of me by asking her questions, but it was good. It all worked out. She actually did a good job, and now my wife is looking at me like I'm an idiot. Stop it! No physical attack on me during the show.
That's why I told you this morning.
Ow! Bridget, did you hear that? I need you as a witness.
You need it once in a while. She needs to put you over the knee and whip your ass.
Hey! Okay, for that we're gonna play something.
Well, let me say.
No. Hold on. You got to suffer through this now. Excuse me.
Oh, the Democrats all call us Nazi and Hitler and all that.
Are you gonna do it?
I don't know that. The Democrats have
So what?
tattooed on the freaking chest.
You got to listen to this. That tickles. Stop it. No. All right, let's do basketball. I lost my nuts.
I just
damn. We gotta go straight to the basketball now. I think my nuts just dropped off. Oh man, that hurt. Okay, you're back.
Let me say this quickly, because the Democrats, they call us what? Hitler, Nazi, whatever.
Yes, right. They do. Yes.
But they are the ones who are the Nazis.
Yes, we know that. Yes, absolutely. They hate Jews. Even the Jews that are in the Democratic Party hate Jews. How's that?
Well, I don't know how a Jew can stay in the Democratic Party, honestly.
Me neither.
How can he or she stay in the Democratic Party when they prosecute them left and right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Are you in a car?
No, we are going to Canada.
Oh, wow.
You going to Canada? Are you leaving the country?
Yeah, I'm leaving the country.
Are you just going for Canadian whiskey?
I don't drink no more. Those days are over.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah.
Now you're not mad at me? Are you not mad at me now?
I'm not mad at you.
Oh.
But I'm mad.
Thank you. We'll end at that. All right. Thank you. Let's hear it for Bridget from Maine. Now going to Canada. Okay. All righty. So we got 3 minutes to go. I guess we can do something funny. Okay. Do the Martin. What is his name? Paul Simon. Yeah, Paul Simon thing. And we'll end the show pretty much with this, but we got some time. Not much time, but we have some time. There we go. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming to you now. Oh my God, you got to go through so much consternation there. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I got to get that sign on there.
Many years ago, Paul called me. It was in the evening, and he said, "Steve, I'm so excited. I just finished a new song, and I just have to tell somebody." And I said, "Oh, great. What's the title?" And he said, 47 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And I said, "Paul, what if it were 50? 50 ways to leave your lover." And there was a long pause. And he said, go on. And I said, well, 50 has a nice ring to it, and 47 sounds a little awkward. And he said, but, I've got 47. I can't think of any more. And I said, make a new plan, Stan. And he said, 48. I said, don't need to be coy, Roy. Drop off the key, Lee. He said, okay, 50, great. Hey, thanks. And I'm sorry if I interrupted anything. I said, don't worry, I was just here cooking a chicken. And he said, oh, really, how are you preparing it? And I said, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And now look it up.
Okay. Well, we're finishing with a joke, pretty much. And I'm sorry if my physical appearance wasn't too good, because I know I choked a few times on my own sneezing and stuff. But, I got a cold. I thought I could get through it the most ways. I've got all sorts of these cough drops here. I just ate about a half a bag of these things. Oh, man. And they're even the red ones that you're not supposed to have. So, but I enjoyed the show. I hope you did too. It's fun having my daughter Sarah on the show, and her boss. I thought he did a good job. And my wife did a good job. Thank you.
And JP are always fun too.
JP did great.
Yep.
And we'll be back with another edition of the Dave Weinbaum Show next Friday.